Does my screen look clear? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're on. You want me to? We
You good?
had
You
like
good?
time
Right,
to do
right,
that.
right, right.
Hello, 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 everybody. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to give it 5 minutes as we always do. Thank you, Lady B. I see you're in the house. I appreciate that. Let me go on and watch on my phone so that I can see how we are looking. Lady B came in and got straight to work. That's what I appreciate, you know.
That's dedication.
Dedication up in here.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you, Lady B. I appreciate it. And y'all can see that we have our illustrious guest with us again tonight, the Chicago man. Um,
Well, I
Jay is
try
here.
to do what I can. I don't know how illustrious I can be, but I try. I try
I think
my
you're
best.
pretty illustrious. Let's see. We got okay. Let's see. We got Lady B is in the house. Hello. We got Nay in the house. We're gonna give it another 4 minutes, you guys, and let everybody come in. My first member of the night is in the house. Hello, Roxy, and thank you for hanging out with me last night in the members only stream. That was a nice little girl chat we had. Let's see here. Hi, Whitney. How are you doing, pretty lady? The lady everybody wants on their
What's
team.
up, Whitney?
Whitney.
How you doing?
Okay. Let me see here. Who else we got? Music Lady DD. How are you doing? That she's Music Lady DD here, but she also has her own channel, which is Dashara C Dub. Am I pronouncing that DOUB correctly? We're going to be live streaming together, she and I, next week, I believe. I need to look at my calendar, but I want my tiara to fall off. So we'll be streaming soon, and we're going to
Live
come up with
TV moment.
I know, right? We'll come up with just the right topic though, and y'all will get to see her because we all loved having her on. She's the one who had the voice that everyone loved. That when she was telling us what was going on, right there, she's like there in the heart of what's going on with Breonna's case, because she's in Louisville. So she brought it to us, and we appreciate her for that. Let's see. Hi, Akili. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. My second member of the night is in the house, Alethea Barton. Thank you. Jamaican girl. And everybody was saying how pretty your skin was. People were commenting on your skin. There's even a comment on the video after it went live. Brenda, thank you for being in the house. We got about 2.5 minutes before we kick the party off, where we really get the party started. Hey, Lakeisha, thank you
Speaking
for
of
being here.
beautiful skin, they just charged me for proactive. I thought I canceled that. I'm gonna have to call
You
them.
need practice
No,
or
I
your
was about to
son?
say I thought I canceled it. I had it for a while. I don't know if it was
Okay.
working. That
Well,
may have
your
been a
skin
little
looks
too late.
nice.
It look all
It's
right.
clear. Yeah, it's clear.
It's a good camera.
Okay, is that what it is, or a bad one?
Yeah,
It doesn't
one or
play
the other,
everything.
right? Is helping either way.
Oh gosh. Let's see. Roxy, yes, yes, we had Roxy, Chandra, and American Copperhead last night, and B tried to come, but she had trouble. But she called and she said she didn't want to hear that old depressing topic we were talking about anyway. No, she didn't say it like that. Let's see here. Oh, look. Okay, so you guys, return of the man, return of the man. Return of Lamech. Oh no. Okay. Return of Lamech is here. So you guys, she just started her own YouTube channel. She started her YouTube channel and okay, is it Girl Good Night or Good Night Girl? I think
It's a lot of
is it
channels.
or Good Night Girl. I'm sorry. I think it's Girl Good Night. Put it in there, please. And I'll bring up the channel and I'll put a link to your channel before we get out of the live stream. Well, I'll go on and do it now. We got a couple of seconds before we. Yes, okay. Girl Good Night. Girl Good Night. So I put a link in my community tab so y'all can see the trailer that she made for her channel, and so y'all can check her out. But what she's going to be doing is reading melanated bedtime stories to us so that we can fall asleep, And so if you know some Black authors or poets, something that would that you'd like to fall asleep to, you can listen to her melodic voice take you to sleep. Her girlfriend at work said that she sounds very sexy. No, okay. One of her, a woman
May
at work
keep
told
you
her,
up.
huh?
Said that might keep you up.
It might, depending on what you get into. I'm, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. But I was teasing her. She told me that a woman at her job said that her voice sounded sexy, and I was like, "Girl, let me find out you got a girlfriend at work." She's like, "No." I was like, "I don't have a girlfriend." I'm like, "Okay, it sounds like it, but okay." So, music lady DD saying your skin is fine, sir.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Alethea says you're glowing. I'm pretty sure that was for you.
Make sure I send them some thumbs up. Get them some thumbs up and some hearts.
Oh Lord, hold up. Let me see here. I want to go on and do this while I'm thinking about it. Let me go to my channel and let me go to my community tab. So that's like the quickest way that I can get there right now.
Anybody out there check out the debates a little bit tonight, or gonna check it out later? If so, before we get started, what you think of Orange Man?
Okay, and we're starting. I don't know. Go away, Jay. We don't do politics on this show. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, I see that Lady B already put it in there. Okay, and that's what I was doing too. Okay, so yeah, that is the channel, you guys. So Return of Lamech. If y'all want to check her out, then go on and check her out. You want to fall asleep to something nice and peaceful, she's got her trailer up. She's on Spotify and Apple, I believe, as well. But y'all can check her out. I just, and if y'all have channels, let me know. Jay and I aren't the only ones with channels. So let us know. Hi, Cocoa Butter Barbie. And she says, hello, handsome guest. That is Jay. More reviews with us. I don't know if you've been in a live stream with him yet. And speaking of Ben, Carolyn Ben waiting on this live stream. Carolyn Ben is in the house. How are you doing? Lovely ladies. Okay, so let's go on and get the party started, you guys. So tonight, we're going to talk about dating in the new age, dating in 2020, and who's supposed to pay for the date. Does it depend? Are there different situations? Should one person always pay? Should they always go Dutch if they're not, married or engaged? How is that supposed to work? And so what gave us the idea for this topic, I watch a lot of Willie D. Shout out to H-Town. Hella, he said hella Ghetto Boys. Okay, so I was watching Willie D's channel, and he and Jay knows all the words to my mind playing tricks on me. I got to know that while we were live stream earlier this week.
For them Ghetto Boys. That's my boys.
Play that night. Something ain't right. Feeling
be paranoid.
Okay, so let me go on and do a quick screen share. I'm going to show you all Willie D's Instagram of this video we saw. They gave us the idea for this particular topic. Did I say hi to Akili? I think I did. Hi, Akili. Okay, hi, Nikki. How are you doing? Okay, so we're getting ready to find out who needs to pay for the date. Let me do a quick screen share, and we'll just share the tab. All right, so let's get some volume on this bad boy.
Can't hear it yet.
I know, I'm trying to get the volume. Why is it not?
Keep jumping on you.
Yeah.
I don't like Instagram on the computer. It doesn't work the same as the phone. I have problems with it.
It doesn't. But I've never had these kinds of problems before. Hold up. This sucks. This is like the whole reason that I set up so that I don't run into these issues. Can I get some volume? Let me see if there is another way that I can do this, you guys. I'm sorry. Ugh,
Well, while you
this was
getting that working, I give a couple thoughts on that. So,
okay. Thanks.
what I think is it depends on where you are in the relationship. So maybe if it's the first date or first couple of dates, and you trying to take this lady out and make a good impression, then you asking her to come out and be with you and show her a good time. So I don't think it should be nothing wrong with you paying. You should want to pay. You trying to take her out, do things, whatever. Now, if you all been in a relationship for a long time, months, years, then I think during that time, it should have been times where, as the woman, you should have wanted to do for him and take him out sometimes, and show him a good time. And it should be vice versa. It shouldn't just be the guy pay for everything all the time. Unless you want that type of relationship, then that means that you need to do certain things all the time too. So, you know what I'm saying? I think a relationship should be more of a give and take. And, I do this sometimes and you do it sometimes. When I come home, you should have some food cooked. And sometimes when you come home, I'm going to have some food cooked for you. Sometimes, you got to take care of each other at them times. So I would see it that way. And that's how I always did it, as far as
Okay,
that.
so I'm sorry. Hang on, Jay. It's so weird. As soon as I went off of the stop share screen, it unmuted, or it says it did. I didn't want to cut the audio in on you, so I wanted to see if I start to play it, if it will play, and then I can just then share my screen after it's already playing. So
All
let me
right,
just
go ahead.
look at that.
Came out to eat and you ate $20.
Do y'all hear it?
Am I right?
Yeah, we hear it.
Okay, so I'm going to go on and share now. Let me share it. That is so weird. I don't know why that happened. My apologies. Let's see.
I'm not joking right now. You came out to eat and you ate $20 worth of food. Am I right or am I wrong?
Okay. Well, you want
Did you not
I didn't even order dessert.
You ordered the bowl and you ordered the hash browns. And that's $18.75. Look at $18.75.
He's so petty. I know he don't think he about to get some draws.
Down, split that up, $3.86. Half of that is almost $2. I'm thinking like
What would her
future
future be with somebody like this?
It doesn't matter what I order, what I didn't order. What I'm saying, why would I have to pay even half of it when you're here? That's what you're here for.
I'm here. I asked you, did you want to go out to eat with me? I didn't say I was going to pay.
Oh, okay.
Is that common sense? Do you just go and sit down at restaurants and just figure that they're going to pay for you?
You just want to be put in the friend zone, right? Not even that. If I, you know what? Here, whatever. I don't care.
What are you acting all? Why are you acting all weird like that?
I'm not acting weird. I just pay
No,
for
you got a little spank attitude.
Acting weird.
See, I'm gonna tell you where I was a gentleman at. I'm not joking right now.
Okay.
You came out to eat.
This is the beginning of it. We'll play through one more time.
Okay.
And pathetic. I would be embarrassed to even bring up
And that's
a
$18.75.
that was $18.
$18.75 with taxes. It was $3.86. So I'm just breaking it down.
If I had to split and break down and itemize an $18.65 bill, you can't go out. I would make up another excuse, baby. I need to find a job, a better job. Even if I need to find a better one. Because if we go out, we got to itemize an $18 bill.
You go and sit down at restaurants and just figure that they're going to pay for you?
Where they go on this, what he carried her on his back? I know he ain't had no gas money. He ain't had no bus pass.
Why are you acting all weird like that?
Why you acting all weird like that?
Yes, of course I'm gonna.
How could you say? How can your mind even imagine?
Okay, let me.
$20.
You took her on a date. You want to break down and argue over $18 bill, and then what? You expect to kiss her, get some booty after that? I mean, what? She gonna what? Itemize you? Okay, $3. You stuck in tongue. That's extra $4.75. You touched the nipple here, 2 nipples, a lick, and then 2 breaths. You smelled. That's an extra $17.62. You got cash app.
Hold up. I want to say hi to Dee Grandison, who came in and said that she'll pay for the date if he's dropping the draws. And she's very pretty, by the way. I'm sorry, I saw you come in before, Dee, and you're very pretty. That's a really pretty
She
thing.
got a problem with that.
Thank you, Amazing Tribe, coming in. Yes, with the tip, and it was so weird. As soon as I stopped the screen share, then there we go. Like it's fine. So I don't know what happened there. Let's see. I missed someone else's name. Hi, Christine. Thank you for coming in. And so yeah, so Jay, the ladies are liking the way that you feel about this so far, and when I first watched that clip, I was under the impression that she must have been the one who at least said, "Let's go on and go on this date together." But it sounds like he invited her and then also expected her to pay for her portion of the meal.
Right. Was that the first date? Or we don't know.
I don't know if this was the first date or not. I don't know.
Because if that's the first date, he's pathetic.
I would agree.
I mean, anything is that pathetic, actually, because if I was that, we would have had that discussion before we left.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I felt that I was going to need to have that discussion, because there's been some times where I may have needed to have that discussion. I ain't going to lie. But instead of having that discussion, I just didn't go on the date.
Okay.
Just staying home.
Was that Fergie song? If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home.
Man, for real. Or we go this before Netflix and chill. We can watch a movie on my shelf. We can watch cable and chill. I can order.
And that's been going together for long enough. But if y'all are in the date courting phase, then no, you're not inviting some woman out to pay her portion of the meal and expecting her to do anything, for you. And then, especially, if because to me, I'm not under the impression that this was a first date, because she seemed really surprised that he was expecting her to pay, or this was the first date and she's like, "Excuse me, you asked me out. Like, what the hell do you mean?" Either way, though, like you said, it doesn't matter. He invited her.
Yeah, now some girls that nowadays may, instead of you thinking you going on a booty call, they on a foodie call, and they just want some free food, a nice meal, and they dress nice and got a free food, and you got played. But at the same time, that's part of the game. And if I would have been on that date and realized it was a foodie call, I would have just paid it and cut it short then. Why waste our time? But I wouldn't have been like, "Oh no, okay, you tried to play me. All right. Let me see. You had it wasn't free refills." That's embarrassing. I couldn't look myself in the mirror, and I know out there in the world, I was that petty. But I would rather pay it and walk off like it was nothing and let her know, "Hey man, it wasn't no big deal. You ain't gonna stop nothing. You ain't affecting me like that." Then be like, "No, you did." No, he don't deserve a date. He don't deserve to be. He don't deserve to get his no act right.
I agree 100%. Okay, so I'm going to go in and put the invitation in so that people can come if they want to voice their own opinions about how they feel about this subject. So here's the invitation. If you all want to come and join us, let's see here and there. So if y'all want to call in and let us know what y'all think about who should pay. Is it ever okay for the woman to pay? Under any circumstance, should the woman pay? Like if she's inviting you out, is she expected? Is that how it's supposed to go now in 2020?
I mean, people is treating each other so disposable now with all these apps and everything. I mean, like you could find you somebody within a few miles with these apps. 5 miles, hell, you really horny and ready. You could just put it to like, who next to you. Hey, your radius. So people ain't ready to invest too much time if certain things don't go right. A date or two is probably all people ready to invest before they ready to move on.
You know, you're right about that. And I told you I got to see that whole the radius thing in action when it's time for some ass. And I was with, I don't know if she's still in here, Return of Flamak. I was with her when it happened. And do you remember Returnable Mac, if you're in here, do you remember we saw Homeboy looking for a young lady within 10 miles because he didn't want to spend any gas money to go and get some ass? So is that still is that the end goal for the guys? Like, is it not just I want to spend some time, you know, or is it like, okay, if we're going on a date, I'm getting some ass. So okay, she remembers when our friend Lena Waithe was trying to text somebody to get some ass, was trying to find a date on Tinder. I'm saying Lena Waithe, but she pointed it out that this person, this man, looked exactly like Lena Waithe.
Okay, okay.
I couldn't unsee it, and I was done. So yeah. That's what came to my mind. She said she was thinking about that too. But yeah, so is that the goal? Like, we're going on a date because I want to get laid, or we're going on a date because I think you're a nice young lady. I want to spend some time with you. You know, like what's the deal?
I think it's two things to that. Now, normally it depends on your age before you start to think, okay, I want to settle down. I'm past this, or, you know, beyond the dating stuff. But with the ease and access of the apps and computer dating, and then the way music and society influence everybody into, you know, don't trust this, don't trust that. I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get that. You ain't got no money, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. I'm out of here. Whereas, you know, people grow together, grow. You know what I mean? Before, like a man to see a woman that don't have a lot going for herself, but he like her and will date her and work with her and be with her till she get on her feet. Whereas a woman to see a dude that she like, but if he don't have money or this or that, it's over. I can't give you a shot. And he don't have a chance to be with her, grow with her, or whatever. I'm not saying every dude that ain't got something going for himself try to, you know, pick him up and sweep him up off of his feet. But I'm saying it's just something, you know, it's just different that way. And so people ain't trying to invest time and you know, make it happen. And as soon as somebody mess up, I'm out. And
well, okay, that's an interesting point, I think, because like, as far as a man waiting on a woman to get her stuff together and a woman waiting on a man to get her stuff, you know, his stuff together, I think that after a certain age, you know, for sure. Okay, I'm more of a traditionalist, and I see men as providers. That's what, you know, my dad was. That's what I expected out of my husband, and didn't get it. And you see, we're not together. I mean, but there were other extenuating circumstances, y'all know, because the whole ass beating thing was not cool either. But
no.
I don't. I think that after a certain age, we're not talking about growing together. If you're a man and you're interested in being with a woman, you after a certain age should have your things together. Like, we're not talking about kids in college, you know, and I know, like, you're the one, and, you know, we're still in school and I'm trying to, you know, figure life out or whatever. Like, you know, you can't be 50 years old talking about getting your stuff together, you know, and trying to date somebody. Like, no, like, you need to have it together, you know. Like,
but if you got a plan and you working on it, like, for example, I know somebody in my family that went back to school in their mid to late 30s to be a lawyer and didn't become a lawyer to their 40s. But, you know, you think about it, they was with his wife until they in their 70s. So that's 30 years of you know, being somebody that you wasn't before. Now, I had they had not recognized that I wanted to be that, then you'd have been like, I would win him for this and that, nah, 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 nah. Oh, no, he went, nah, 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 nah. You know, people
But
say,
he was already
somebody in the
breaking the
comments talk
plan.
about grow with a man, my ass, whatever. But you know, you don't know. People change.
Mhm.
So the person that somebody was, like a person, a life could be 80 years, you know, 70, 80 years. You know,
Mhm.
it doesn't happen every time or all the time, but you never know. You know, some
Mhm.
of the things that I do today, I wasn't doing 10 years ago, 20 years
Right.
ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people change, evolve. You know, you got to keep that in mind to a certain degree too, you know.
That's true. Deeper than we were planning on going, but we haven't had any calls. So again, if anybody wants to call in and chime in, we were supposed to be talking about dating. So okay,
You
let's
know,
say
people
so,
be shy. People
I
be shy.
know, I know.
Don't
I
be
thought that we had
scared.
gotten past that. I thought that we'd gotten past that. We're all family here, right? But okay, so let's say a woman is. Are you ever okay with a woman paying for your date? If she invites you out, and Jay, I really
Yeah.
love your power reviews, and I just, would love to, just sit down and have some coffee with you, and then y'all go and get coffee, and you were planning on paying, so you got your venti coffee and whatever a slice of pound cake. And whatever, she gets her small coffee, and then y'all get to the
I've
register. And say,
had
oh,
women pay for a
I got
real date.
it. Okay, but a date.
Yeah, I've had women pay for a real date before a lot of times. Now, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. No, I'm not saying like that. Like, we was in a real relationship. Like, she
Okay.
wanted to like do for me, like I do for her.
Mhm.
Like, I pay the bills, I take her out, I do this, be there and stuff, and cook or whatever. She cook, do this and that. Like part of a relationship. When you with somebody, you start really caring about that person. You want to make them happy. You know what I mean? That makes you happy, putting a smile on their face. Like when I was a kid and my parents would be like, when I get stuff as a present, I'd be like, well, I wish I could get you something. Or, we'd make a little card or something, or wish we could do this. And then my
Yeah.
parents would be like, well, it make me happy just seeing you happy. And I never could understand that. Then I had a child, and then like getting him stuff and seeing the smile on his face, like it made me happier than anything I could buy myself. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
seeing him light up and this and that. Ain't nothing I could do to light up myself that much. And so, like, when
Yeah.
I felt that similar feeling in a relationship with somebody I really cared about, like doing this, taking her there, surprising her, having flowers at work, whatever the case, then come home or telling me the story, like that make me happier. You know what I mean? The same. And like she would do the same, want to take me out to like my favorite restaurant or something or whatever. Not that I was
But,
broke and couldn't pay for it. She wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
but
So
you're
that's the
talking
difference.
about someone you're in a relationship with. And hi, John, and I saw American Copperhead came in. Thank y'all for coming. And Bernie, thank you for being here. And I think I said hi to Tanya. But you're talking about a relationship. We're talking about dating.
First date.
Dating. Yeah. And it could be first date, but like just someone you're not necessarily serious with. But like, is there still like a stage where people are like wooing, like I'm wooing her, I'm courting her, I want to,
So here's how I approached it then on that level. All right.
Okay.
So as a man, I'm gonna tell y'all some secrets now. Is how I used to think as a man. Now I'm not gonna say I was no player or this or that, but women I would look at differently based on what they got going on. So say I'm attracted to you and you got a good job or you got a good head on your shoulders or you got good plans for the future, then I might want to take you out and do this and that because your expectations may be higher and I think we may have a better, future. If you may be on Section 8
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying, drinking, Budweiser or whatever, and hanging around, and I might not be doing that same thing, and may not be looking at our relationship the same way. I may be thinking
Mm-hmm.
that you is maybe something for the time being if I met you, and I may be looking at somebody else if I met them as more of a potential mate. So I
Wait a
wouldn't
minute.
do that.
So
So
you be
sometimes
looking at
people
two
need to look
people at
in
the
the mirror at
same time?
themselves and wonder why ain't nobody taking you. Maybe you ain't presenting yourself as takeout material, or you
Okay,
are presenting yourself as takeout material. One or the other.
we got Roxy on the line. Let me see. We got our first caller. Let me see what Roxy has to say. Let me unmute her and bring her. Hello, Roxy. How are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Ty. Hi, Jay.
Hi, how you
Hey.
doing?
Before I give my feedback, I wanted to show Akila that you can cut your camera off at
Oh, yeah.
any point that you want to, hun. So please call in and share, because this is where it's a safe space for us to talk about the world of dating. Things have changed so much from how we knew it prior to social media. So I agree with a lot that Jay has said tonight. I will say that here in Houston, when I got here, I'm originally from Arkansas, and I've lived in a couple different places. And once I got to Houston, I was shell shocked at the level of aggression that I saw with women. A lot of women will step up to the plate and, show interest in a man first before they allow the man to be a man and show his interest. And so it really changes the whole process here in Houston, and it becomes, well, I'm gonna let her chase me. And so I get what you're saying, but this guy catches me as a city slick guy who thinks that he's this big catch because he's so cute in the video. Going back to the video.
Yes,
He
yes.
thinks that he's
Not
such
today,
a
not our guy.
Oh, we
anything.
know I ain't cute. Come on now.
No, Jay, I didn't want you to think I was pranking on you
No,
about
I'm just playing. You
that
good.
guy
You
is so
good.
city slick that he thought that he was going to get a full day paid for it. Here's the thing. Never mind. I saw Alethea posted this as well. Sometimes, depending on the guy in the conversation, I'll reach in my bag and let's see. It's worth it. But after date 2 or 3, I'm insistent. We're actually having a conversation about this because dating is a part of it.
Yeah, you starting to echo a little, but I get you. I want to respond to one thing about that though, what you said. As far as women, you said not letting a man be a man and come up. It's not necessarily that. I know it's traditionally a man come up to the woman, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. But I never said, man, this girl aggressive, man. I ain't messing with her. Like I always looked at that as like, man, I like that. She ain't afraid to go after what she wants. She see something that she like and comment. Like I always looked at that as a positive. And I know sometimes women may say, "Oh man, they're one night stand or this or that," or if I sleep with him too soon, I may not. He may look at me different. But I don't think of it that way. Like I was telling Ty one time, one of my longest relationships ended up being somebody I ended up being with like after the second date or something. And we just ended up just spending time together back to back to back to back. Like, that's how relationships really work. Like I say, nobody has do you go with me? Do we go steady? Like we just end up assuming because you spend so much time and do so much that hey, we together. And I mean that's what happened. I never looked at her like I can't be with her. We did this too soon. I didn't look at it that way. So it's not always that way.
Okay, hang on just a second, Jay. People are saying that they are hearing feedback. Who are you? Are y'all hearing it from Jay? Or y'all hearing it from me or Roxy? From Roxy. Okay, and she's muted right now, so we'll bring her back on. But I want to say hi. First of all, thank you, Carolyn Ben. If you're still in here, thank you. She sent me a very generous cash app. Thank you. And then Shar's the Truth sent me a super chat. Thank you. And hi, Shar's the Truth. I see you stepped in. And
I like what she said.
Taylor Kent is my niece. Hi, Taylor. You didn't come in too late. We're just talking about dating and who should pay. Taylor, and Taylor's young. What are you, Taylor? 19, 20? Who's paying for the date, Taylor? And I already know my niece. Who's paying for the date? A man or a woman? Are you going to pay for a date if a man asks you out, or if you tell a man you want to go out? That's what we're talking about. And then you see that we're talking about some other things too. We're talking about sex, but we know that you're not having sex until you turn 45. We already, talked about that. So it's all good. Okay. That's my niece. She's not having sex until she's 45, 50, somewhere around there. It's all good. Okay. So there's
mine is echoing now.
What is going on? Do y'all want to dial back in? I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna hop off so it may clear itself up.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rob.
Nice seeing you. Thanks for the good comments. Appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah, this is turning out to be an interesting conversation.
Let's see. Hey.
You in here?
It is echoing a little bit. I don't know why.
I don't know either. You wanna dial out and come back? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes it works. Okay. Okay, so Jay is going to go away and come back to us. That's weird. Okay, so are y'all hearing it from me? It's just me now. Are y'all hearing it from me? Carolyn, did you leave? I want to say thank you to Carolyn. I didn't see her donation when she first sent it, and I just wanted to tell her thank you. I'm gonna have to find her, chase her down. Okay, so let me see. Thank you, Shar. Thank you for that. And Shar is actually going to come on with me. We're going to figure out our topic, and we're going to have a stream together. So let me bring up Jay again. Jay is back. Hello.
All right.
Okay, is that better?
It stopped.
Okay. Oh, so you're able to hear it yourself?
Yeah, I was hearing it myself.
Okay, that is weird. Okay.
Let me see.
Okay, thank you, Cocoa Butter Barbie.
Yeah. Working now. Yeah.
So yeah.
Cocoa Butter Barbie said I'm good, so that's all I need.
Well, actually, she was talking to me when you were gone. I asked if they were hearing my echoing as well. Oh, okay.
Right.
Thank you, Carolyn. I'm glad that you didn't leave. Thank you so much. Because I was trying to not cut them off while they were talking, but thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, hold up. Looks like we got another man in the house. Amazing. Hold up now.
I think it may be coming through your speakers.
Through my speakers?
Hey, good evening, everyone. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing, Ty?
I'm doing well. What's your comment on the subject?
Well, what I do have to say about it, when a man takes a lady out on a date, he should pay. But it's definitely all right for lady to take you out to breakfast, brunch, lunch, or dinner. There's nothing wrong with that. But nothing beats when a man surprises a lady and takes her on a romantic date.
That's true. I mean, because it's an exchange. We all know. You trying to make an impression. You hoping to have a relationship, or at least relations. So she expecting a good time, right? The least you can do, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, when you want to get relations and have her pay, like, what would she be getting out of that? Like, you must be just some hell of a company.
Right. That'll be something that would put somebody in a quick friend zone. For real.
Exactly. Because that's what you was acting like. Because friends pay for each other on their own.
Right.
Okay.
And see.
You might have to ask for your phone number. Hold up. Hi, D. Baker. Thank you for coming. I'm just saying, I see Returnable Mac saying, okay, amazing. She got like 7 N's on the back. So I'm just saying.
Right on.
Okay.
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks for having me on the show.
Look, I'm just glad that we have men who are saying that they need to be paying for dates, because I was kind of scared, frankly, to do this topic. Okay.
Man, that dude was a loser.
What dude? Yeah, he was a dude on the video. Okay, I'm gonna mute you, Amazing. If you want, just stay. If you want to come back, Shards of Truth is coming on, so let me bring her up, and I'll mute myself when I bring up Shar. Hi, Shar. How are you doing?
Hey, Ty. I'm cool.
Come on, cleavage. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm just going to listen.
Hey, what's up, Shar? What's on your mind?
Is it echoing or anything?
Well, she muted her mic, so you good.
Okay. So I had called last time and I was echoing, and I had something to say about B. Scott, but I'm not gonna change the subject. But I want to say that when I was single neon centuries ago, I had just throw the whole date and pull away, because there was one young man, and it was what Jay was saying about we decide how we're going to treat certain people. And the way that we grew up, they had the ghetto ratchet girls in another city, and then they had the school that was like less ethnic, that had the privileged Black girls, and that was us. And often they would try to come over to us because they felt like they wanted to date more feminine, Black girls. And then like I would meet men who would say, we're going to go to the mall. And then they say, okay, I want this, this, and this, and this, and pull your credit card out. And I'd say, fool, this is a debit card. Ain't no credit on here. This is the money that I have that I worked for.
So they expected you to take them to the mall and go shopping.
Because of the caliber of women that they were able to quote unquote, it was like it was backwards. It was like the new male is thinking that they the princesses and that they need to be
probably because those girls probably had in their mind a taste of being real, a taste of being on the dark side, so to speak, or a rough side. So hey, we doing this and we hanging with them. They doing this, they doing that, knowing damn well none of them was really probably doing nothing. You know what I mean? But in their mind, they probably thought they was like experiencing something or hanging with something that maybe everybody else wasn't. What do you think?
That is sad. That's whack. Like, I've never had a man ask me to pull out my debit card or credit card. I don't care credit, debit, whatever, cash, euros, what, and buy him anything. Who are these people? Where is this?
So then this is the next one. I would do things when I was young. After I realized, okay, I got a little bit of change, so I got to find me a man with a little bit of change. I tried to go on sugardaddy.com. And those men are you would meet fine, attractive men with money, but it was like what the Alex did with, they ain't nothing for free. So you want to get that money and go. It ain't even what you want. So then there's the men with the money, their minds weren't in a genuine place sometimes.
I mean, the woman's isn't either. You coming for money. You ain't coming for love. So it's going to be a transaction. You can't say they weren't genuine. You wasn't genuine because you wasn't looking for love. You was coming for money.
No, I wanted to make sure that he had something to bring to the table because I'm not broke either. That was my point at that time.
But you probably didn't have the money they had.
I met a man who had a barbershop, and he used to look at me go to work every day, and his barbershop was the way that he would wash his money. And he was mixed with Italian and Mexican. And he would send me a car, take me wherever I want to go and eat. But then he would say, what's your little broke job? And call me the B word, or not call me the B word, but be talking. This be this and this and this. It's like, yeah, the money was there. But you just got to make sure your mind is genuine and that both parts are in the right place. Because when I met my man that I've been with for 8 years, he said, what you want off the damn Jack in the Box or Burger King? And I had to pick one thing. And we've been tight ever since. We compliment each other because our hearts are in the right place when it's time to handle business.
So you basically saying that you finally found someone that you can mesh with.
Right. And the money, it had to be somebody who equally yoked.
But yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, it comes down to what works for you and your person, you know, because hey, we're all grown. We can't tell anybody how to live their lives. I can't say that that's going to work for me, but if that works, and it's
so
working.
This is the majority of men sometimes thinking that females are going to pay right now. So,
I mean, I could say one thing, like sometimes, like you say, you met your match. Sometimes people thinking because of whatever reason that they could be with somebody, like I met somebody because of their looks. They think that we may be a good match. But then I'm thinking about different stuff. I may be talking about politics. I may be talking about investing. I may be talking about history and you know, different stuff. And she'd be like bored. So like, we not going to mesh other than sex. How could we get along? How could we, I'm talking about opening up a business. They don't want to open up a business. They want to just keep working their job and go home, but they want to be rich though. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't going to work. So sometimes people need to realize, hey, I may want this, but that's not the level I'm on. You know what I mean? Like you get with that person and you wonder why it don't work.
All I know is
on it.
You men have a lot more out there than females have to pick out right now. There's a lot of good women out, but there's not that many.
Like that's true.
Well, it's more women than men.
Bachelor.
But think about this though. Like how I look at things in life. Like I know I want something solid because my grandparents were together for centuries. And I said, that's my goal to have someday, but I have to have the right woman to do that with, you know, because I'm not about playing games. I love a lady that's intelligent, fun, that's witty, you know, spontaneous, you know, and that cares about health just as much as I do.
Mm-hmm. And that's a turn on.
If I can't get that, you know, I keep it moving, you know?
Mm-hmm. Because I've been in a relationship with somebody that was very attractive, but like, they watch shows. I'm not gonna name it and get into that, but like we had nothing to talk about. They didn't carry themselves a certain way that it made me not interested in like in a hurry to come home after work type stuff. Not that I went picking up other people, but it'd be like when it's time to get off work, you'd be like, oh man, I gotta go in. You know what I mean? You got no food cooked, people running around, kids and stuff. You'd be like, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then wonder why somebody don't want to be with you. Right.
Right. But you got to have that communication. The communication is key. It's a key component, the elements of a person's mind, body, heart, and spirit.
Yep.
And you're going to find people will find twin flames in life, that man and that lady. But you can quickly tell if a man and a lady don't mesh. And if they don't, you know, it might take a little bit longer. But the end goal is for someone to have someone to be happy with in life. And that's on both parties, being a man and on the lady's side as well, because this when you start creating family, something that's solid. And that's something that's missing from our African Black people all over. Our people never used to be this way. We used to be solid, watch out for one another. We may have many different tribes and villages, but we watch out for one another as one tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever peep, Amazing, how the Black conscious movement has changed so much? Because it used to be really sacred woman, something to be protected, and then now it's shake my yoni, everything yoni power. I'm gonna use my yoni, and you know what I mean? It's not even like the movement of empowerment for the sisters that we have anymore.
It seems like that a lot of ladies have lost, those particular percentage of ladies have lost the focus. They've lost in touch with their own spirituality. They've lost in touch with who it is to be one of the original people of Mother Earth, the galaxy and beyond. And we're gonna have a lot of people on this earth that want to try to say otherwise, but they don't want to feel and understand the truth. And that's what these go into the pineal gland, where you need to have your third eye open. You be slipping, not have your body.
Okay, this is
right.
Like wait.
To have your spirit wrong and
I'm
evil.
gonna get
You gotta
some
have
my
everything
because
together
loud
on point
anyway. I'm
to
gonna
make a purpose, to make a goal at life. It takes that man
They ain't
woman
woke
to
yet,
make
man.
Thank you.
work.
You're doing good.
Period.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh,
Okay.
she left.
Huh. Shard cut herself off, but okay. And I think like we'll definitely get into deeper topics because this is much deeper than I was planning on going. But I see Blue Flacco, that's a new name for me, says that whoever asks the person out is the person who should pay. Whoever asks, the other person out is the one who should pay. And I do think that I hear like a lot of new age people kind of say that, but I guess that's just not what I'm used to. If you're a man, you pay. That's just that's me. And I know that I'm just trying to get.
If he with you, got to pay forever.
Yes.
Oh, hell no.
Look, no, if it's your birthday or something, but basically, yes. Like, yes.
So that means that you handling it whenever I need to feel good, you there for me, right?
Yeah.
Well, then we all good then. That's the end of that conversation. Shit, I'm paying for everything.
I can do all kinds of things to make you feel good. I can sing a song.
Oh, hell no. I got damn iTunes.
The dog's a new trick. I can show you. I can tell you a joke. I'm very entertaining.
In the bedroom. I'm talking about playing. We can play a game, hide the hot dog. But you want to talk about dinner? That's my favorite game after dinner. Other than that,
I always lose that game. Never am able to find it.
Hey, I'm a good teacher. We gonna have you gotta eat every day, right? You eat every day, right? So that's a lot of meals. That's a lot of training. You will be a pro. I'm gonna learn you.
Hey, maybe that's why I'm single. I don't know. But anyway,
you're expecting too much and then not reciprocate. You gotta reciprocate.
No, look, we're talking about
get lighter and my load not get lighter.
We're talking about dating.
That's all part of the point of dating is to have a relationship, right?
Maybe. I mean, hopefully, you hope that it gets there, right? You hope that it gets there.
A date if it wasn't. Otherwise, it's a booty call.
Well, for me, if it's a date, the man pays. That's just me. And I know that it's not just me, but that's the way I feel.
But I'm saying the point of a date then is that you like them and you may see potential in a possible relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why waste your time with somebody you're not attracted to or see no point in you don't like that? No,
that's true. But I feel like we're getting into much deeper stuff here because I'm like just basing it off of the video that we looked at before we started here. And it didn't seem like these two people are in a real relationship. And so that's what I'm saying.
She needs to pay her share.
Huh? What'd you say?
She pay her share. Like all we are is just friends, and there's no expectation other than we just eating, and you gonna go your separate way, and I'm going my separate way. Then what's wrong with her paying her portion? Now, if we're on a date, right, and I thought it may be a potential relationship, or we gonna have more dates, like who wants to go on one date is like their vision. You think, hey, this person may be cool. I like them. Let's try it out. And if it works, we'll do it again and again. So if I'm thinking that ain't the, then what's the point?
We don't have the context of their whole situation. So like all we saw. And so my thing is, so like now it's 2020. Things are not like they were in the 80s. Things are not like they were in the 90s, like, when I was dating, whatever, the 90s, early 2000s or whatever. And so my question is, because there are people out there who are still dating. There's some people in here who are married. There, some older people, younger people, who are dating for the first time, people who are starting to date again. So my thing is just, what's the rules now for 2020? If you're going on a date, we're not talking about to where you're in the relationship. We're just saying you're on a date, you're getting to know someone who pays. And I just feel like in that stage, for sure, for me, a man pays. Yeah, after we get married, I'll take you on your birthday.
It just
Congratulations.
depends, if we get married. So there's no future. Oh my goodness, that's.
So here's another person. Hold up. Real Entertainment News agrees with the other person who said that the person who invites the other person out should pay for the date. They think that's
Right.
fair. And a lot of people think that's fair.
I agree with what Whitney say. First 3 to 5 dates should be like a picnic. Like most people are on their best behavior. Like that's the thing. Like I gotta know a context. First date, first 3 to 5 dates, even first 10 dates, I can see the guy paying because you trying to make the first impression you on your best behavior. But then eventually, the woman got to start showing some type of something. I'm not saying you necessarily put out, but if you ain't doing that and you ain't like taking me out or showing me you interested in me as well, other than you like that I keep taking you places and paying for it.
Okay,
like,
so
I know how much you care.
There's the if y'all want to come in and talk, I just put the invitation if someone else wants to come and speak and chime in on the conversation. But no, but that like you're saying, first 10 dates, that's the stage that we're talking about. We're not talking about getting into the relationship. You know, you'll be on here every other Thursday, so we can get into deeper topics. My thing is just for this dating stage, you know, if a guy, I promise you, I don't know, like we said, we don't know if that was a first date. We don't know what that video we looked at. We don't know. But if that was a first date and a man invited me out for a first date and then starts breaking down, you know, well, you had the breakfast bowl and the orange juice. And and then we split, you know, the hash browns. So that brings your total. Like if some man did that on the first day, then I know. Right. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm not gonna tell you no. I'm not gonna argue.
You ain't thinking about getting him sexual.
Lose my number. I'm putting block on yours. Like that's it. You know, I'm putting you in my phone as cheap ass bastard just in case. You know, somehow your number slips through. But there's no second date. You know, the one thing that my parents did always teach me when I was going out, no matter where you go, always have enough money to cover yourself. You know, the hope is that you won't have to because you're out with an actual gentleman or whatever, but just in case, you never know what can happen. Always have enough money to pay for whatever it is you're doing and to be able to get back home. And that's so, you know, that's something that I've always done, you know, my whole life. If I'm invited to go somewhere that I can't afford to go, stay my ass at home, you know. But if I can, and you know, even though I'm being invited out, you never know what the other person's thoughts are. You know, maybe he's I go Dutch kind of guy. You didn't know that. Okay, well then. Glad I got my money, you know. Okay, so hold up. We got Alethea coming. She's joining.
If a guy said while you in the middle of the date, let's go Dutch, would you stay on the date or would you say, you know what, let's just let me go?
If I were enjoying myself, you know, so much, you know, depending on what we were doing, if we're sitting down having dinner, I'm probably going to ask for my to-go bag and then take myself home and watch some TV, you know, bring my food home. Okay, let me add Alethea. She came back. Go bag and then take myself home and watch some TV. And we're hearing the tail end. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to say that in terms of what you were saying, Ty, about going on dates, when I'm going out with somebody just casually, I like to pay for something because I don't want them to get into their head that, oh, I'm paying so I can do whatever. So I guess it's strategic or whatever, but maybe
I've had women do that before.
Okay.
Maybe
still assume.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that, but like if they pay, I'll insist on giving the tip, or
okay. I don't think that's so bad.
I've had women do that
I do it on purpose because I want to make sure that just in case, because you know some of these men, sorry, have some twisted minds, and they'll feel like they're entitled to something because they paid. And until you really know who the person is, you don't know.
Let me tell you a secret. That ain't gonna change their mind.
But it will make me feel more empowered when I shut them down.
I see. Okay, yeah.
You shut them down. See, that means they ain't approaching the situation right if they getting shut down. They should know how the date is going and know, hey, maybe I should wait the next time.
No,
But
well,
they don't know. Those kind of people don't know.
Or if I really like them, I also will want to pay, because then I don't want them to think that, oh, I'm just here to get free this and that. So not that I'll pay for the meal. I'm not taking him out to dinner. I'm in my 40s.
Okay.
But I'll be like, I'll pay for a round of drinks or something if we had dinner and then we go somewhere else. I'll be like, hey, I got this round, just
right. And that's another part of being at a certain age too, because like when I was at, past a certain age, it's no big. We both got money. We both doing this. Like she say, I get this round. I never been like, oh, wait a minute. I guess that mean I can't get a kiss tonight. Like I just be like, oh, she cool as hell. I like her. What's up, girl? What you got? All right. Poke.
Yeah.
So that's how I took it, like when that happened before, like, oh, okay, damn, she cool. All right, let's go then. Boom, I got the next one. Boom, let's go.
Everything always perspective. Everybody have their different perspectives. So where you may see it one way, somebody else may see it another way and may think, oh, why is she? Somebody may look at me and be like, why would you do that? But
like if you look at me as paying everything like ATM, I might look at you differently too.
Well, see, okay. So I would hope that if a man takes a woman out and she expects him to pay for a date, that he's not thinking you're an ATM. Like, I'm not asking you to pay my mortgage,
not in the first few.
Part of my insurance, any of my utilities. Like, she pays for her things. But if you're, inviting me out, that's just what people do. Like, that's. Men pay for dates. Like
people, when you first get to be with somebody, you kind of know everybody on their best behavior in the first few dates, but you still trying to pick up little signs about who this person may be or whatever. So if you with somebody and they always ordering stuff and wanting stuff and look at you to pay all the time, then as a man, you may think, damn, if I'm with her, she gonna be wanting me to pay for everything. Yeah, I'm only paying for this now in the first few dates, but if we was together, she'll have me paying for all kind of stuff and buying all kind of stuff, and she ain't buy me nothing but for my birthday. It's like I'm with my mom again. I get something for birthday and Christmas. That's it. Like what? Like I grew up, so I didn't have to wait till I was on my birthday and Christmas to get some love and a gift.
So okay, what's everything though? When you say like, okay, because look, now here's another thing about me.
Like for example, my dad paid the mortgage and all the bills.
Wait, hold on. I haven't had a chance to talk. So I'm a cheap date. I'm vegetarian. I don't drink alcohol. So
that vegetarian food expensive not to be no meat.
No, it's not. But okay, I don't drink alcohol, so I'm not running up any kind of crazy tab if I go to, if I go out to wherever. It doesn't matter, like my meal's like, a side order, and a Coke. You know what I mean? Okay, so if I'm going out, like let's just dinner dates, because that's pretty common, but people do other kinds of dates. Or, okay, whatever, we go to the movies. I expect for you to always buy my movie ticket. Somehow that's some kind of indication that, oh, this girl's a gold digger. Like, I've never asked you for money like, hey, I'm short on my rent, hey, I need $500, or hey, I want to get these shoes. Like, I buy all my own everything, but that's some type of indicator to you that I must be a gold digger because I want you to pay for a date that we're on. Like that, is that people really think?
We said over the course of like the first 10 dates. Then if every time we go somewhere, if every time out of those 10 dates, you never paid for nothing and you always want, or this, that, or the other, then it's starting to show a pattern And like you admitted, you expected to pay for life.
I'm
So that
honestly
would be right if I picked up on that. Whereas if I was with Alethea and I went on these dates, and every time she like, oh, I got you, babe. Here, go on and get this drink. I'd be like, she cool as hell. If something happened or whatever, I know she would have my back and it wouldn't hold it over me. Remember, you couldn't do this and you had to do this and borrowed. You ain't right. You did it no good. You know what I mean? I think she would be there for me quicker than maybe somebody that always I had to pay for everything. What if I lost that job? You probably would lose me and kick me to the curb because I can't provide and give you what you was used to. Whereas Alethea probably would, console me and be like, it's okay, baby. You're going to conquer the world. You get another job. You're the man. I'll be like, oh, I'm getting the job tomorrow, baby.
Well, hey, Alethea, she got you. She said she had 3 jobs when she was 20. She's like, look, you lost one. We still got 3 other jobs on here. Okay, I got you. That's Alethea. She like what they said about that Jamaican stereotype. It might be a little bit true. Okay.
No, but we can't
stay together though.
If we're not married, you do lose me. When you lose the job. If we're not married, yeah, I'm bye. But yeah, if we're married, okay, then okay, you lose a job, you get another job. That's what people do. People lose jobs and get jobs again all the time. So you lose a job and we're married. Okay, well then I don't expect that you're going to be like unemployed until we die. So here is the classifieds. Here is Indeed.com, sir. Go and get you another one of those things that we call a job so we can keep paying bills. Because the jobs ain't stopping. The bills are not stopping once they start. So hold up, we got Bernie. Bernie is here. Let me add Bernie to the stream. Bernie, hello.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Hi,
This is my first time calling in.
Yes, thank you for calling.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
great. Thank you. I'm just gonna be really quick. I think it all depends on the couple, but the most important thing for me is that it should be discussed before you actually get to the venue. Who's gonna pay? Whether it's the female or the male, or if the two are going Dutch. I think it should definitely be discussed before you actually get to the restaurant. That's my opinion. And I'm
okay.
Dutch.
But that's how I feel.
Your age
so that's all I
range, and if you're dating. Bernie, are you still there? Did we lose Bernie?
I think she's still there.
Okay, if you're still here, can I ask
here.
your age? Okay, what's your age range, and are you dating? Okay, I think we have a delay.
Bernie, how old are you?
Age range.
I'm in my early 40s.
Okay.
Currently, I'm not dating.
Okay, I was just curious because
I'm in my early 40s.
I think it's a good idea to have
hear me?
that. Like, yeah. I think there might be a little delay or something, but I do think.
Yeah, we heard you. It's a delay.
Yes. There's a delay. So I think it's a good idea. Like if that's, the situation, let's go in and discuss it ahead of time. But I do think that to me, like that's such an awkward conversation, to have. Like, we're that's on our way.
But this is the thing. It may be awkward at front. It's way more awkward if you wait to the table.
Well, that's why I'm prepared because okay, if he doesn't hopefully you will not.
I agree, Jay. I agree.
Because you're going to be such a I will pay for myself. Now, if you thought that you were going to invite me out and then wait for me to pull out my credit card once we got to the table, and you were going to tell me something like that until then you are going to be washing dishes, that night. Right. Let me bring up Taylor. Hang on just a second. Taylor is here.
Yeah. Okay. One thing about me. Oh, go ahead. My bad, Taylor.
Hi.
Hi, Taylor. That is my niece. So, what, Taylor? How old are you now, Taylor?
I'm 20.
Okay, she's 20. So, what does a millennial think about this whole thing?
So, like with dating, like me and my boyfriend, we've known each other like for forever, and we started out as friends. So of course, like we would kind of like split it for a while. But I mean, once we started like getting like more serious in our relationship, I noticed that like even though I would ask him out to certain things, he would always pay. And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like with expectation or anything like that. It's kind of crazy
He wanted to
how
show you a
men
good time.
expect like sex after like a meal. Like I'm sorry, but a meal does
Sex is
not equal
free. Come on,
sex.
man. That meal
Um,
costs. You couldn't have got that meal without some
um,
money.
Hush,
Let's just
Jay.
be real.
you know, like it's like
I know it's
I'm not a
special.
prostitute.
Wow, I think he was a
I'm a
puppet.
No, I
person.
didn't say that.
And if you want to, then you will. If he wanted to, then he will. I live by that like all the time. Like if he wanted to see me, then he would make the effort to see me. Because it's like men want to be treated as men, but don't treat women as women. Like y'all expect us
Oh.
to be like putting out and stuff, but it's like, okay, what are you doing for me? You know, you want my time, you want this big chunk out of my day, but what are you doing for me? Spending like what, $25-$30 on my portion of the meal? Like what's that gonna do to you? Why would
Right.
you go out with me if you think that I'm just a gold digger? That's on you
Right.
then.
Right. I agree with you and everything you said, actually. And
Yeah.
a guy shouldn't actually think in 1 or 2 or 3 dates necessarily that a woman should owe him, you know what I mean, something. You know what I mean? I don't agree with that. And
It's
you
the
know,
11th date, right, Jay? It's the 11th date.
or the 7th, 7-11, you rolling die. Hey, we either one, you good. Nah, I just made that up. I leave the but I mean, it's just a natural thing. I've been with some people where it's been fewer and some where it's been longer. And it doesn't matter actually, like which one it was, because I've been with somebody longer that was fewer and some, you know what I mean? It didn't necessarily determine which way or the other. Because let's be honest, after a certain age, everybody already have met somebody, you know, at some point. So then when you meet somebody else, you got to make a conscious decision not to talk to other people too, you know. And so, you know, it gets more complicated the older you get. But, you know, no, you should never feel obligated, or they should make you, you know, feel like you owe them. You know, it should be something that they want to do, showing you a good time and spending time with you. And the woman should want to be with them and enjoy spending time with them as well. And then whatever happened naturally, you know, because you all are enjoying the time together, then that's how it should go. You know,
But not
What if
necessarily
naturally you just want to hang out? You don't want to have sex or anything like that. You just want to continue enjoying your evening together,
and
or
you
your
should make
morning
that
together.
clear.
Well,
You should
it
make
has
that
to be
clear.
mutual, and if it's not mutual, you have to part ways. But
Yeah.
I have to go, but I just want to say, in even at my age, I'm in my 40s. If someone asks me out, I am not going to be having any discussion about going Dutch, because no, I'm past
Mhm.
that point in life. I say
Yeah.
that I will offer to pay. I don't have to. I can offer to pay for something, but I don't have to. And nobody should be inviting me out in my 40s thinking we're gonna go Dutch for anything. But yes.
I'm 42 and I would be embarrassed, you know, to ask somebody
Right.
to come with me and then say, hey, by
No.
the way, you got half first.
Taylor's
We at the
age
same
group,
point.
and her partner doesn't do that. You know? So all right.
Right.
I'll see you
Taylor,
next
I'm so
time.
glad that you called, because I have, okay, so you know, I'm 44. I know it's hard to believe, but no, okay, so you know, I'm 44, and so it's women in my age range who are the biggest demographic on my channel. But then the very two next biggest demographics, they're almost neck and neck, after women in my age group, it's literally women in their 60s and women in their 20s. They're almost like neck and neck. They're like my second biggest demographics, and it's just like a little bit, lower than my own. And so I'm glad that because I want to have younger people calling in. I want to hear the perspectives from the 20 somethings. And Taylor, I see a lot of you all commenting on how mature she is and how amazing her perspective is. Taylor has always, from the time she was born, Taylor has always been very mature and has always had this really mature perspective about things. And so I'm just really glad that you called. And I think that you're actually the first caller who I have who's like kind of in that age range. Your sister and your cousin Tahira, they've come in and they've listened, but they've never called in. And so I'm just glad that we have, someone speaking up, in your age range. And I'm really pleased to hear what your perspective is on the whole thing. You have anything else you want to add and enlighten us old folks with?
It's just
wait,
Taylor, different.
Taylor, before you start Soul Sessions, stop. Alethea is not 40 with 3 jobs. Now, when she was 20, she had 3 jobs. We had a totally different conversation in another live stream. So stop with that. We're not gonna do that to each other. We're not dissing her. That's a woman who's like doing her thing. And when she was young, she was making her money. She had 3 jobs then. To say 40 with 3 jobs, that's telling. Some people have to have 3 jobs, at the age of 40, 50 and beyond. As long as she's not out there selling drugs or doing something illegal, then we're not going to play those games. But no, she does not have 3 jobs now. I said that as a joke about another live stream. So I don't want us, shaming each other for things that we do or have done or must do. I'm sorry. Okay, Taylor, I'm sorry. Back to you, my dear.
Oh, okay. But I will say, it's very interesting to see how like a lot of older people are like struggling with this, because like younger people now, like we're very open, we're very honest with like what we expect of things. Like in text, we'll go ahead and say, hey, let's go ahead and go half on this, like before even like getting in the car to go anywhere. Like, would you mind going half on this? Like,
but you guys text, you don't actually talk to each other too.
Or like even
and we
even
got
over the phone with like I say like text because I have a group of friends, so texting is usually better because we all work.
But talking to people is different, because it's a lot different to actually ask certain questions when you actually talking or face to face. Like a lot of your generation have a problem talking with people face to face. They are shy because they text and do stuff and communicate without and ask questions without fear of actually a real rejection. And so you guys are used to communicating that way. And you guys, I hate to say it, are used to being to a certain level, not driving like a lot of people at that age. They wasn't getting a license at 16. So you guys are used to sharing a lot of stuff more. Whereas we weren't like that. We were a little more independent and out and about more. And like every woman that I ever dated in my life, I met in person. I never dated anybody over the phone. I actually either talked to you in person or saw you somewhere or we worked together or something. Like I never met somebody online.
Right. But even with that struggle of us being like, oh, I'm nervous to talk to them over the phone, we still stay very honest and open. If that person like ghosts you and doesn't text you back again after that, it's like, all right, brush yourself off, on to the next one.
Disposable.
It's like I've never, like, even when me and my boyfriend were broken up for a time, all the guys were very honest. They were like, hey, after this, like, do you want to like go to my place and do XYZ? And I'm like, nah. And some would be like, all right, cool. And some would be like, wouldn't say anything else. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Because
but see, we
it's
didn't
like it's
have
better
that
to like go in
easy.
there and be happy about it, and be like, okay, this person wants exactly what I want. Even with people in open relationships now, it's not a lot of cheating. It's like, okay, this is what I want out of our relationship. Do you want the same thing? And it's like either yes or no.
Yeah, you guys have access to finding those people a lot easier and doing all that stuff. And the tools you're using, we didn't have like if I was with somebody and didn't work out, I wasn't so easy to say, okay, on to the next one, because I'd actually have to meet the next one in person. I don't know where I may see this person that I like or driving or whatever. I just couldn't just boom and dispose of somebody so easy. So I would be more likely to put up with somebody's stuff, than people are today, and so you guys, it's a lot easier for people to just do whatever and move on, because you ain't actually, have to deal with meeting the next person and I'm coming up to you in your face. And sometimes girls will be like, nah, that I ain't gonna be like, well, F you then, or that. You just be like, all right, well, you have a nice day and move on. That takes more of a man to do that than me texting you and looking at your profile and swiping it. Like I came at you as a man and saw you and said this and worked out what I'm gonna say, this and that, versus a few swipes on to the next one type stuff. So it wasn't so easy to be moving on back then, is all I'm saying. Not to say people didn't do it.
Online dating, because like meeting men in person, oftentimes it is well, all right, fuck you, like you're ugly anyways, this and that and the other, or even the following me home today. Or and it'll be older men. It'll be men. It'll be like men that are like 30-some, 40-some, and it'll be younger guys that tend to help me out, or younger women, and the guys will just kind of look and stare. But it's scary, honestly. Like even with online dating too, it's scary. Like going to meet these people and things like that. I couldn't imagine doing that now. When me and my boyfriend were broken up, I was in like high school, and I was just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I wasn't really thinking too hard about like the safety logistics of it. But like,
it was still
it's
safer.
like every day, like going to work, I carry a knife and pepper spray on me for people who want to like try and approach me and talk to me, because a lot of times if I'm like, oh no, thank you, they don't take no thank you. Just like they don't take like, oh, I took you on 11 dinner dates, we have to have sex now. Just like
right, that's a real thing. I mean, we saw the guy, go upside that girl's head with a skateboard because she didn't want to give him, her phone number. These guys, these younger guys, they're having a hard time with rejection.
I got a thought about that too.
Where girls are getting killed just because they told a guy, I don't want you to have my phone number. I miss the days of, well, fuck you then, bitch. Anyway, like, I'll take that now, over what these guys are giving out, because they want to cut you, shoot you, kill you, break your neck off because you don't want to talk to them.
Right. Yeah. I think I will say two things about that. Women, you do got a lot to worry about and think about. I do, recognize and give you credit for that. Like as a guy, we don't think about that stuff like that. You may carry a weapon, but if you live in that kind of life, then that's different. But on average, a guy don't think about the same amount of stuff you guys think about. So I do, understand that. And that is kind of messed up. One thing about these dudes today, that why I think a lot of them like that, like you say, from 30s down, is a system. From systematically mass incarceration. And it took a lot of men out of the homes, and a lot of these dudes, I ain't trying to down nobody, but they raised by women. So they act like bitches. I mean, they all emotional, quick to, if you get rejected, instead of just moving on and being like, okay, like I looked at that as if I said that, then I was wrong. Like, which you are wrong if I cussed you out. Like, she got the right to say no, move on. You liked her, but then if she say no, you want to cuss her out. Like, that's weak. But a lot of people don't know how to take it like a man, because ain't no man told them how. Not to say a woman can't raise, a productive young man, but a lot of times they act emotional, which is a problem. because
It's
you,
not just younger men, though. It's not just younger men. It's all men. This has been
ain't
an
no
issue
all
for a very long time.
ain't no all men. You
Like
not all
women
men, but
have
it
you
been
is
20
all.
now. You can't say all men now. You 20.
women have
It's
been
all ages
fearing
of men.
Yeah.
women have been
Okay, I'm
fearing
sorry.
men
I
since the
lost
beginning
Achilles.
because of the same things. You cannot say no to men. And y'all say that we're emotional and you'll be like, "Oh, it's because you're on your period." But the main hormone that is activated when you're on your period is testosterone. So am I really acting like a bitch, or am I acting like a man, or am I acting like you? Cuz that's what I have to deal with 24/7. You have to deal with this for maybe a week or two at most. But no, it's not that they're being raised by women and they're emotional. It's the fact that men are, oh, I'm the man. I'm supposed to be the breadwinner. And it's like y'all aren't doing breadwinner things anymore. Y'all aren't the
Ooh.
sole providers of the house anymore. Y'all are not going off to war and
Don't let me
dying
start going
anymore.
off on how it's
So
both people. You know how many people I come across, women don't cook or don't want to keep nothing, don't. I mean, it's a relationship takes two. It's a compromise. Like I grew up
Now,
in a
now, Jay, you
household,
tell
my
me,
mother went
Jay.
to work and my dad. Like my mother cooked and my dad. My mother cleaned and my dad and me. You know what I mean? Like they didn't clean up after me. They made me clean up my own mess. You know what I mean? Like it's a give and take. Now their relationship wasn't perfect, but it is a give and take, and you do have to work with each other. You can't expect like I'm gonna pay for everything, and then then one person bow down to me, or I pay my share so that way I don't do my other whatever. Like why be together if that's how you going into it? Like it
Okay,
should be
hang on,
want it.
hang on just a second, you guys, because we have Akili. I don't want to lose her again before she goes away because she came up earlier. So let me bring on Akili. And Jay, you know that you and I have had a very similar conversation not too long ago, along the lines of Taylor's talking. But anyway, I have not given Taylor any talking points. In case y'all are wondering, hold on, let me bring up Akili.
She's just part of your family. She was raised, indoctrinated by it.
Indoctrination.
You don't have to give it to her. She was born with them. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. I'm telling jokes, Taylor. Don't take it serious.
that is fine.
Okay, I was trying to bring up Akili, but we lost her again. So hopefully, when she does come, we have a good connection.
Nah, I'm just playing.
Oh wow, really, Jay? Is that what
You don't
we're
want
doing
it? I'm trying to encourage her to stick this time.
Wow, Jay's got something for y'all, ladies. Yeah, not emotional at all, men. Not.
Right. I like what Roxy said. My mama would disown me if I didn't cook. I got some stories about people don't know how to cook, man. For real. I mean, one of them don't even sound realistic, so I ain't even gonna say that one right now. Y'all would swear I was lying. But and part of the problem is that I've had with some people that don't know how to cook is like, all right, I look at it as, okay, maybe there's something we could do together. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you this. You can learn. We spend a little time, do whatever. But then people don't want to do that, or you trying to do this, or I got it. You just do it then. Like, what's the point then? If I'm going to do it all, what's the point of you being? Like, what's the point? So, it's some give and take, sometimes. And that's the best part of a relationship is the give and take.
I'm sorry. Hi, All Things Luxury. I didn't see you in here earlier. Hi, All Things Luxury. I'm sorry, y'all. How to say hi to everybody.
But Chad, you only gonna be intimate but so much time. Even if you're the greatest, what would that be? An hour or two? It still would be 22 hours left, 20 minutes. That's why I say if you're the greatest. Even if you're the greatest.
I mean, my thing is,
wait. Hang on, y'all. We got Akili. I don't want to lose her. Let me hurry up and bring her back before we lose her. Hang on, y'all. Now it's saying the device is not connected. So, Akili, we're trying to bring you up. You can hear us. Okay, go ahead, Taylor. Go ahead.
It all keeps coming back to sex for some reason, and it's
With
like
men, it always does, doesn't it?
and it's like it's more so like, are you someone that I can grow with? Sex be
Right.
damned. That's not the first thing on my mind. It's like, if I can't like spend time with you, if you're expecting all these things like housewife material from someone who is working a full-time job as well, like, no, that's not gonna work. That is simply not gonna work. Like, you cannot get sex every day when she is also working a full-time job and you expect her to cook every day or whatever. And I know you were saying that like both of your parents cook, so you'd be cooking with them, but it's so often that, you know, like men expect like, oh, well, I went to work today, even though you did as well, but I still expect there to be dinner, sex,
Yeah.
and a massage ready for me when I come home. And
And
it's
take
like,
care of the kids.
it's like, man, we come home at the same time. What are you talking about?
Right.
Like, how is that possible?
But see,
So,
that's
Right.
what I'm saying about
like,
the dads. Like my dad was taught that by his dad. I was taught that by my dad. I teach my son that. You know what I'm saying? So that's not just like happenstance. That's something that we've been doing. Like stuck by our family, raise our kids. You know, treat your woman right. Not to say it may always work out, but that's your goal. You know what I mean? You know what to do. You try.
mhm.
You know what I mean? And so that's the difference. Generational teachings, you know, and I knew my grandfather, I knew my grandmother, you know what I mean? I've been to their house, I know what was what, you know what I mean? And so, you know, it's a difference, you know what I mean? And so the same with my son, he know my dad, you know, and my mom and all of them, and so he know that, and my uncles, like my uncle has been with his wife since they was like 17. He like 70 years old. You know what I mean? They was in Chicago.
Right.
They've moved to California, had kids, grandkids, had different jobs, leave this job, got this, start this, do you know what I mean? Life is crazy. You can't decide when you at one point, this is who this person will be forever. If you see this person is a thinker or want to do this or want to do that, then you never know, you know what I mean, how it may turn out. You know,
Right. But it's
there
like
was
you have to see
somebody
the
that used to
seeds of
always
that
say, where
though.
we are now is where we always will be. And that drove me crazy.
Right. But it's like you have to also see like the seeds of like someone who's trying to do better and like trying to grow with you. I'm not saying like you have to, from jump, you have to be just this amazing, like start off God. Like, nah, my boyfriend, he's a whole year younger than me, you know, and I never expected him to do anything. My expectations were zero from him, except for like me having a good time with him and him having a good time with me. And it grew into more after seeing the actions that he took behind his words. Like, it wasn't just him being like, oh, like, I'm gonna make you my girlfriend. No, it was him like doing things like every day and making sure I knew that he cared about more than just sex. Like,
But at
that's
his
why we
age,
broke up in the
it's kind
first
of
place.
hard
Because
to
I was
care
like, I'm in
about
high
more.
school. Why are you talking about like sex to me? I don't want to hear this. I'm breaking up with you. That's gross. Bye. And then when we got back together,
Hey
it
man,
was
at
a
that age, them
whole
hormones
different
going
tune.
crazy. Yeah. Hey,
It
I
was a
know
whole
what
different
you're saying. My plan back then was sex. I didn't think about no other plan. Life plan is get more sex in my life. That was it. That was the plan back then. I need a better car. I need better clothes so I can get better women and have a better time. That was the plan.
But yeah, and y'all do all that, and then you're like, oh, but I want you to pay for some of the dates.
Because you messing up the plan. No, I'm
Well,
just
yeah, because I got to spend my money on the clothes and the cars and all the stuff that it takes to attract you in the first place. So how am I going to afford a steak dinner now? I just bought
Right.
shoes.
I ran out of the plan.
And it's like you doing all that, and I didn't even ask for that. I just wanted a little bit of your time. I just wanted to have a conversation with you. I just wanted a coffee. You're the one out here buying all this designer and stuff like that. I don't need all that.
And
I
that's
don't need all
true.
that.
And what you're saying is true, but that's the disconnect, especially in our community, that we feel from music, influence, whatever, that you ain't no man, you a scrub. Nobody will want you unless you at least look like this, which is wrong. And got people selling dope and stuff thinking they can be a rapper. They need street cred. Arnold Schwarzenegger don't blow people up for real to get street cred for his movies. You know what I'm saying? But we got to have rappers be real drug dealers. You know what I mean? You got all these country singers. They don't actually go and be a cowboy. They put on a hat, but they don't go and actually, you know what I'm saying, round up steers. You know what I mean? But that's the thing we listening to. Everybody keep it real. Got to do this. I got to have this. You ain't this. You ain't that. And that's messed up.
But for the same time, as women, we listen to a lot of the same things. Oh, you got to be a bad bitch. You got to take his money. You got to do this. You got to do that. But we know ourselves. We're comfortable with ourselves. And in truth, when we're looking for a partner, and we say this all the time, all we want is affection and respect and a good time. That's it. We're not out here like, we don't put on makeup for you. We put on makeup for ourselves. We don't go out here buying designer to attract you. We do it for ourselves. Like, y'all are doing all this to attract women, and we're just like, you don't have to do that. Like, it's crazy that like men think that they have to do all this, and it's like other men hyping them up and saying you have to do all this. And it's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all think that's what women want. But if y'all look at a lot of women's magazines, like the way we shoot men, like photograph men, is a lot softer than the way men's magazines photograph.
Well, we don't have that many things to shoot. What you can shoot a what?
Like photography, like in general, like on like we, like for an example, Hugh Jackman, he did a photo cover for Men's Health, and he also did one for, I want to say Vanity Fair or something like that. And in Vanity Fairs, he was looking a lot softer. He had like a clean white shirt on, and like,
but that's because
it was
what
like,
turn women on is different than men. We want to see everything hang out. Like our imagination don't work that good. Put on a
the
dental
photo
floss
of Hugh
across
Jackman on
this
Men's Health,
and through the middle.
the photo of Hugh Jackman on Men's Health was him shirtless, looking like mean and tough. And it's like, yeah, this is what women want. And it's like, nah, that's what y'all want. We want this. We want a clean cut man
of what a woman wants. So we thinking, hey, if we like everything hanging out, maybe you do too. Here. But women, like you say, y'all don't think like that. You know, women, you all look at different things, the eyes or something like that. More like a guy may be looking at the eyes when he on top of you. But other than that, no, I'm just. But you know, we
much
don't
deeper than I was planning on going about a conversation for who's paying for the date. But no, I am still enjoying the conversation. I do see though a lot of people telling luxury, all things luxury, to call in. I didn't see why. I'm just kind of like looking at some of the things as they go by. And she's saying she's shy, but apparently she has a perspective that everybody really wants to hear. So all things luxury, if you want to come up, please come up. We'll cut the stream in 22 minutes. So that'll give us 2 hours straight. We're supposed to be just going for an hour, but the conversation got really good. I'm putting the link in right now. She says she's looking for the
link. Said something
interesting. The link.
Oh, but I'll let y'all go. I actually have work in the morning.
Okay. Well, Taylor, thank you for coming on. And I wasn't trying to rush you off. I was just saying that I see people asking this person to come on, and it must be something a little bit different. And the conversation was just getting so deep. But I hope you'll come back and talk to us, because this guy, Jay here, we're going to have him every other Thursday, and we're going to talk relationship stuff. But I'm here every Thursday, and we just talk about something that people can call in and talk about. But everyone appreciates your perspective. I'm looking at the comments as they go by, and I'm just kind of, listening, looking at some people, just catching things here and there, not seeing everything. But I see people are saying they like what you're saying, but and they're asking for luxury, and I don't know what she's talking about.
But yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
they're
enjoy.
to
Thank
hear
you
from
for
you,
having
Taylor.
me. I'll definitely be back.
Lots changed.
Thank you, Taylor. Please come back.
Great. Good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night. Okay. Let's see.
Dr.
Okay.
Chris
Hey,
Ford said women say that they like men to be intelligent first, humorous second, and attractive third. What do you think?
wait, who said that? What is the comment? We want them to be what first? What's the order?
Chris Lord said
Oh.
women say they like men to be intelligent first, humorous second, and attractive third. What you think?
Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna say there could be something to that. Now, I will say for me, you have to have an initial attraction to even make you want to talk to the person. So it's almost like there's attraction, and then you can reorder those things after that. Because like after you have the initial attraction, then the attractiveness of that person can be the last thing on the list. But something's got to draw you in because we all have eyes, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like no one's necessarily drawn to Fat Albert, like, oh man, and then like, man, he just looks so damn good,
Right.
and then he was intelligent and humorous, like you're probably going to notice first how smart or humorous Fat Albert is,
Right.
and if he has any level of attractiveness, then great. But I think it's like I would say we all see something first, like that even makes us interested. And so like we can't see their IQ when we see them at the grocery store. We can't see their sense of humor when we're looking at them pumping gas at the gas station, right? So I think that it's like attractiveness and then reorder all those things in whatever order. So I would say for me, and now knowing that I'm a demisexual, maybe it would be I would say humor would come first, intelligence then attractiveness, but there's got to be that initial attraction. Okay, so let me All Things Luxury is here. Let me bring up All Things Luxury. Thank you for coming in. How are you doing tonight? Don't be shy.
Everybody's shy. They don't want to show their face.
I'm doing well.
I'm in my moo right now, so
it's all good. I know it's late. It's all good, but you're saying something that they want to hear because I just keep saying your name and I keep everybody telling you to call in. So what were you talking about in the chat that got everybody's attention?
Okay, so I recently got out of 3-year lesbian relationship. I've been a lesbian for a decade and some change, but I recently got out of a 3-year relationship. The woman that I talked to, she was the dominant woman. So when we first started talking, I kind of just fell for her just because looks, and she was kind of Instagram famous, not famous, but well known on Instagram.
Okay.
And it started, and this should have been a red flag for me. So she was like, well, I want to take you out on a date, but I don't get paid yet. So I was like,
wow.
Well, I
don't then you don't want to take me out yet.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want. Well, she wanted me to wait until her pay date, which was understandable. But I was like, I don't want to wait. Like, I want to meet you right now. So I was like,
that's on you then.
Right. I was like, I don't mind paying for the first date. And
okay.
I look back now, and I'm like, okay, see, you started wrong. You just started it off wrong. So from then,
was you with her for 10 years?
No, not with her. Just 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So throughout our relationship, I'm a nurse and she just worked like manufacturing. So she kind of already knew that I made more than her, which was fine with me. But I kept motivating her, like, okay, yeah, maybe you should go to school, let's switch up jobs and stuff like that. So she let's get like on a budget plan, let's start doing some stuff with your life. And she was just so stagnated. It was just like, and I was like, I cannot be with you. I love you, but I can't be with you because, you're not making any efforts to try to want to do better because she's gotten so accustomed to me. And it was just like, I felt like I was a mother. Like on our vacations, you know, like, okay, if I want to go somewhere, I'm gonna pay for the vacation. I like, even if it's a, you know, a regular friend, I'm just like, well, if I want to go somewhere and you don't have the money to go, like, so we're not gonna go because you don't have the money. So that's how the first vacation turned out. It was like, oh, and then I'm a last minute person. Like, I wake up the next day, this week, and be like, okay, next week I want to go here. And, you know, that's not, and then she was like, well, you know, you really can't be doing that because that don't give me time to save and plan. And then I was just like, you know what? Okay, it's whatever. I got you. Let's go. You know, until it just became like this habit,
Y'all
you know,
wasn't a
and
good
then,
match.
it just wasn't
Y'all
a good
don't
match.
just wasn't a
But
good match.
No.
right, but I thought we were a good match, though. So, you know, once
What
it
made you
comes
think
to,
that? What made you think
because
y'all was a good match? I want to know. Other than sex.
because she was okay, yeah. Other than the sex, she was patient. I recently I lost when I first started talking. I recently lost my mother, so she
Okay.
was there for me emotionally. Like, she walked in on me losing my mother because I was with someone when my mother passed, and she could not deal with me grieving.
So
So she
y'all
was
bonded.
just that was too much for her. Yeah. So
Right.
So she
she
caught
was
you at
just
a vulnerable point.
Right.
right, and she was just able to, and I don't think she used me. Like, she was just sweet, like she was just understanding. Like, it was like she really like just grieved with me, and she never even met my mom. And I felt like I owed her something for all the bull crap she was putting up with me, because I was with someone for a year who actually knew my mom and who dipped down on me when, you know, stuff got rough with that. So then the light bulb started to change when, like, on my birthdays, she wouldn't buy me anything on my birthday. And she was like, oh, you're so picky. I can't buy Louis Vuitton. And I'm just like, I don't want Louis Vuitton for you. Like, I buy my own Louis Vuitton. Like, so she was like, I just overthink everything, you know, and I just end up not
She
doing
ain't even come with a
anything
gift
because
card.
no. Oh my God, no. It was just like, and then
That's not
I would be the one.
overthinking. That's underthinking.
Yes.
Right, that's what I was saying. I was like, so you think just because it's not a luxury gift, you can't buy me anything? Well, I
Right.
know how you
At least a
are.
steak
And I'm
dinner.
right. Like, she would do little dates like that, like, you know, a Longhorn, a little date like that. But when I'm taking you like on 7-day, you know, all exclusive resorts and stuff, you know,
Yeah, but
it
who
don't
idea
matter.
was it to go there though?
But
No, but you wanted her to go, so you can't say, I took you. That was your idea. I was your part of the entertainment on your trip.
But still, when it comes to her birthday, I've done all these things. Like, you, I can't get a Visa gift card.
Yeah,
and I can't get a decent gift for all I've done for
Right,
you. So
right.
she ended up getting a better job. So we weren't living together. But she ended up getting a job in the area I lived in. And I was like, well, you know, that's a long way to commute, you know. You shouldn't have to commute that long. You could you can
Hey,
just stay
Susan,
with me.
you never know who you dealing with till y'all both got money. Because if one person got money and one person don't, then it's always going to be a balance of power where it's going to be that they need one person more than the other. But when they both got
Right.
money, now I don't need you. Do I still come because I want to? You know what I mean? Like, I've
Right.
had friends, I learned from dates and from friends, you can't want more for somebody than they want for themselves. And then, like, you help people get money. They was around all the time. Soon as they got money, man, that's too far. I'm tired. I can't do this. Like, every excuse in the world. But when they didn't have nothing, they there at a drop of a hat for everything. So then you realize, okay, using me as a stepping stone.
I thought you were going to say you learn how somebody is. You don't learn until you live with them. That's where I thought this was going.
Well, the thing about it is, she really didn't change once, you know, she moved in with me. Like, she really didn't change. So she, you know, they start you out lower on your job. So I was still I mean, even though where she is now, I still make more than her, no matter, just the field that she in. I'm just gonna always make more than her. But she was able to do more than she did. Like, so when it came to the rent, okay, like you paid half of the rent, and I gave you like a couple of months. I was like, I'll let you get on your feet or whatever. Blah blah blah, trying to build you some savings, which I thought that's what she was doing, was building the savings. But no, she wasn't building the savings. She was buying weed, buying Jordans, just like living.
You gotta feel good.
Stuff she wanted to do, right? But when it was time for her to pay the rent, it was like, I pay the rent, and then you pay increments. Like you pay your $200 every week. I'm just like, wait, where is this going? I'm like, how I now know what you make. You're able to pay your whole, hundreds of dollars at one time. So at the beginning of the pandemic, I actually quit my job because it didn't got too stressful for nurses at that moment. And I was out for like 5 months, and she not once offered to pay all the bills for that, like all the bills for that month. Not including like my personal stuff, but like the rent. She still was paying me $300 a week on a rent, and I'm just like, you didn't start working at all. You actually start working more, and you actually got paid more. And like when you got your stimulus check, you didn't tell me you got your stimulus check. So I'm thinking you took your stimulus check to actually save it. She didn't take her stimulus check to save it. She took her stimulus check to buy some shoes and all kinds of stuff. So
why buy shoes when you can't go nowhere?
Yeah, like so then
everything was closed.
Yeah, buying all this stuff, she can't even go anywhere. So I finally told her, I was like, this is getting to be a little bit too much. I was like, because even though I can provide for myself, like, what are you doing here? So it went a period where we didn't have sex.
Relationship, right?
It was going on like a year, and I'm like, I'm not having sex with you. Like, you're not doing nothing for me. Why am I going to have sex with you? Like, you don't deserve sex. You want me to be the breadwinner, and then you want me to cook, you want me to clean, you want me to do that. That's too many. That's too much. So I just feel like in lesbian relationships it's just different. Like, okay,
this sounds like a regular relationship to me.
Yeah, because it sounds kind of like
different at all.
It sounds like there's still gender roles in the lesbian relationship. And it sounds like you're the man.
Lesbian. I wouldn't have known.
But I wasn't supposed to be the man.
Yeah, because she's the right. I guess she's like the stud or whatever. You're the feminine one. But you're doing all the man things.
She reversed it.
Right. And I know a lot of people that it's that way. Like the feminine one, they're the one with their shit together. And then, it's the studs who kind of just leaning on the feminine one to get their stuff together. So she ended up, long story short, so at the end of the month, she ended up moving out because she was staying with her cousins and stuff for a while because I was like, you got to go. Like, but I still wanted to be with her. I thought that would have prompted her to be like, okay, I'll get my shit together. So she actually gets her shit together, gets her own apartment that costs more than my apartment, and then she then tells me that we can still be together and work on each other, and maybe we just need to
barely hear you.
So I was like, you gonna go pay bills on your own, but you couldn't pay my bills?
They grew up, learned a lesson with you.
That's how I feel like you. Yeah.
She learned the lesson you taught her. It just you didn't get to reap the benefits of the lesson.
Right.
Damn. Don't that suck?
Yeah, that
I'd
does.
have beat
I know
her
one
ass.
girl
I would have
fucking
beat
did
her
something when she
ass.
broke up with me.
Because this is now we're not talking men and women. This two grown ass women. I'd have beat her ass. I'd have beat her ass. I'd have found her in her parking lot and I'd have beat the shit out of her. What the fuck do you mean? Like, give me $300 a week, bitch, but now you have this apartment that's more expensive than mine. You broke ass hoe buying weed and Jordans like for 2 years. What the fuck? You better it's fair. It's just two women fighting.
Yeah, how old is she buying shoes in the pandemic? Can't even go
So
nowhere.
How old is she?
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be 30 this year, and I'm 28, so we still kind
She
of
too
young.
old
But
to be buying some damn shoes when all the stores is closed. Where you going?
right, no,
To
and
see
the
the
thing about it is
weekend.
she doesn't go nowhere. It's just the thing
Right.
of having a collection.
You're gonna want to get some weed.
Right, and and that was an issue too because I don't smoke weed, so she wouldn't compromise the weed with me. Like,
Wait a minute. You say you do smoke?
No,
She
I
does
don't
not.
smoke.
She's a nurse.
Oh, okay. I'm
But
about
she
to say,
smokes,
and she wouldn't
and
smoke with you?
No, she smokes like
That's
every
a
day.
violation. Hell no. Get rid of that bitch.
She smokes like every day. So, and I'm just like, can we
Yeah,
like
but did
cut
she
it
pay her
down to
bills?
like maybe
You
the
said she only gave you part. When you was dipping into the weed money, now you can't dip into the weed money. That's part of the bills that's allocated. Now we can pay other part, but this part is untouchable.
Exactly, and that's what I felt like. I couldn't get none of the weed money. The weed money
Well,
was
what you
taken
should
up.
have did is you should have went and got you 2 ounces. Okay. Now, once you get them 2 ounces, you bag up some dubs. Next thing you know, when she get paid, you start slanging her dubs. Now you getting extra money on the rent, and she gonna be coming to you because you can start selling 2 for 3 for 2, and she know you got them pillows. Now you get all the money, y'all spend all the time together, and you happy. See that? You better call her back up. Hey, look here. I got 2 for 3.
I'm laughing at Amazing Tribe. Yeah, she deserved one of these. Just like Ghost did Tasha that season, and it pissed me off. That's what she
Right.
Me. You're not paying.
But
What?
I just don't believe in hitting people. That's my biggest thing. Even though she deserves.
That's mushing. That's not hitting, right?
So okay, she can mush.
You don't need to hit after you mush. She ain't gonna be like, okay.
Right, so she deserves a mush. But I know that we can't be together at all. So she's blocked, and I'm just like, you just take your apartment and you enjoy your apartment, and you just do better for the next person. Maybe I need to be the person who watered the seed or planted the seed or whatever. Like you say, I didn't reap the benefits of it, so maybe the next person can. But I'm just angry, like you wasted all my freaking time. But it's just like you just fall in love with the potential of somebody. But I knew she wasn't shit from the start. But see, she was faithful. So I was like, well, if you can't be a provider, at least you faithful, Like,
she caught you at a vulnerable time. That's probably what a lot of that was. You were dealing with your mother's death. You'd already gone through it with a partner who was not being there. So I think you really felt like you owed her something. And I think that eventually she got to the point where she took advantage. That's how it sounds. Hold up, let's bring Alethea back before we get out. And I know I've seen Akili trying to come up. And hi, Dr. Chris. I don't think I said hi to you. Hi, Dr. Chris. Okay, I'm adding Alethea. What you got to say, Alethea? What wisdom what light can you shed for us?
Like what I said.
There was a time when I was a waitress in a lounge, and one of my co-workers, one of my colleagues, she had a boyfriend, and he was so annoying. He was just the worst to her. That was her thought. And she broke up with him. She told me how much, that's it, Alethea. I'm done with guys. And she ended up having a girlfriend, Stephanie. And then I took a little hiatus from the job. And then when I came back, she's like, oh, woman, and then now she's married with children. So the whole thing that I understand from that is relationships are relationships. It don't matter if it's two women, a man and a woman, two men, the same problems arise. If somebody's that doesn't have any gender, there's no gender to the personalities, to the traits. So I hope you learned something from that.
Yeah.
It really don't. It doesn't matter.
Living together is a trip.
See, and y'all coaxed her to get on, and she said she enjoyed that. She needed that bench. I thought Alethea, she started this call by saying there was a time when I thought she should say there was a time when I was in a lesbian relationship too. I'm like, well, girl, come on, 15, everybody, come on, all the lesbians, y'all come up and tell me what's going on. But yeah, that's kind of what. But yeah, it's just people, two different personalities trying to figure out how to make something work, and that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. That's why, like, all you people in here who are happily married, y'all have like something special. Like, that's a hard thing to find, like a person who you want to see every day, like, because I'm really literally, I'm to the point where I feel like the only way I can get married and stay married is if I'm married to a motherfucker who works, away, far away, and like comes home, once a month or something. I don't want to look at nobody every day, and maybe I just haven't been looking all the time. But I like that's like a lot to me.
As we get older, we get settled in our positions in life. It'd be harder to give up. Like I was talking with you, Ty. Like you meet somebody, you gonna give up your place and your job, move in with them, or they gonna give up and move in with you, and y'all gonna both give it up, find a place. Or if you meet somebody out of town, now that's even worse, because now you definitely might have to give up your job and family and friends. You know what I mean? And the older you get,
distance relation.
I know somebody who is married and didn't sell their house, moved in with their husband, and then had issues and moved out.
She always had that backup plan available. If she was all in, she might have stuck with it a little longer, but she always had that one foot out the door.
But they're still together though.
Because it's probably going to be more expensive to break up.
So, Ty, you're onto something there. You can be married and live separate lives and make it work. But
if I marry somebody, she need her own life. Like, you don't need me to be your life.
I have my own life.
Yeah, like I can be with somebody like Ty in the sense that you keep doing your thing, I'll do my thing, and then we could talk about our things later on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want you calling me all day, bugging me. I'm not going to be bugging you either. And calling you don't mean I care any less. You know what I mean? I don't want your house or your car or none of that. I don't want, you know what I mean? Like I would need something like that, because, it's just a lot of people want to be with somebody, but they can't be by their own damn self. They be lonely and don't know how to get them some business. Got to look at Facebook, what everybody else is doing. Like, what you do? You know what I mean? Like, get you some business. So
the person that was just on, her girlfriend sounds like a lipstick lesbian. The kind that wanted everything done for them and the receipt.
But that's weird. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, it was like a role reversal, because All Things Luxury is the lipstick lesbian. And it sounds like from the way that she's saying it, and the girl she was dating, the woman she was with, was like the stud, or the quote unquote masculine one. And correct me if I'm wrong, All Things Luxury, or call back in. But it turned out that All Things Luxury ends up being the one who we all perceive to be the masculine one, even though she's the one, who's, all into the girly things and the heels and everything. But she's with the one who's like, smoking weed and buying Jordans, the one we would look at, oh, okay, well, how people say, okay, the dominant one. Yes. So the one she was, so the dominant one, that's like what I guess ignorant people. Oh, well, that one's the man, that one's the girl. Like, no, they're both women. Stupid. Yeah, I hate when people go, well, which one's the man? Neither. That's why they're in a lesbian relationship, right? But yeah, but it was like a flip on what, I guess we thought was, their role reversal. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like there are even gender roles when it comes to lesbian relationships, but she did the 180 on her. Let's see.
Achilles texting. She said, "Why can't she join without mic and cam? No matter what she chooses."
Well, how can you join without a mic and camera? What you gonna do? You already doing it, texting. That's all you can do without a mic and camera is texting the chat. What you gonna do?
Mic, at the very least, you need your mic. You don't have to come on with your camera because it keeps saying keep popping in and it says device is not connected. Not once has it said that you're like available to come in. It keeps saying, I'm looking at you right now. There's a gray square that says device is not connected. So you have to have at least your mic. If you're only going to come in with one, it has to be your mic. We can't come in with just your camera because then we won't be able to hear you unless you want to do an interpretive dance for us or something. But come in with just your mic and then we'll be good. We'll be good.
She initially tried to come in. She had selected something that she shouldn't have. I don't know.
Yeah, with no mic and no camera, you've been doing it the whole time. It's called chat.
How are you going to come on and talk to us with no mic?
Why I can't join? What are you joining with? What you do?
I'll see you guys later.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so
that was funny.
Jay, can you hang out for 5 more minutes and see if we can get Akili in, or do you need to go?
I see something right here. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Dr. Chris Lord. He said something about brown skinned women. Say why brown skinned women have problems with a handsome transgender man like myself. I am transitioning. I don't think that it's that you're transitioning is the problem. Maybe, and I don't think it's brown skinned women. I think maybe you should just be upfront about you transitioning and what you're doing, and then maybe you will probably get a better response when you do find somebody that wants to be with you. But I don't think it's something about brown skinned women or any woman in particular. I just think it's just you should just be upfront, and that's for anything. If you broke, you should be upfront. Let it know you broke and you ain't got a job.
Unless Dr. Chris might be saying that my attraction is to brown-skinned women, so that's what I've been exclusively approaching, and I'm getting turned down by brown-skinned women. Maybe other groups of women are, accepting, but not the ones that Dr. Chris is attracted to. I'm guessing, unless you want to call.
He didn't say what the approach is used, or if that's the only ones attracted to. That is a good point, but I would say in general, honesty is the best policy. Now, I always, like on my show, that's not a show. Like, I really do keep it real. I don't got time to be memorizing a bunch of lies and stories and stuff. That's too much work. Just keep it real. Less to worry about. You get a better response. You genuine. If they don't feel you when you tell them, hey, you transitioning or you have completed a transition, then that ain't the one for you. And move on, and you'll find somebody that's the one for you. It's always best to just keep it real from jump.
Okay,
and
now hold
that
up.
way it's nothing to worry about.
Dr. Chris says brown-skinned women do not like transgender community generally. Now that's
see, I don't know about that. I don't know the statistics for that, and I wouldn't like to say that about my sisters, brown skinned women. I just think maybe it's your approach, and you do got to approach certain women different. I've talked to white girls, not necessarily my preference, but you don't come and talk to a white girl the same as you would a black girl or a sister in the hood. Or if I'm talking to a sister that's got some sense, I'm not going to talk to her the same as, a young one or somebody that don't have as much sense. So you do have to tailor your approach.
How do you talk to the ones who don't have no sense, and why are you talking to the ones who don't have no sense? I'm curious.
Well, I say I talked to him. I didn't say we started a relationship. Like we was talking about, I didn't get the answer because somebody. No, I didn't get the answer because we had got another person. But remember, they were saying, what do the women see first, the attractiveness or intelligence or humorous? Well, guys see attractiveness first, and then depending on the guy, they want a woman that's either intelligent and then humorous. Like I like a woman to be, it's a close between intelligent and humorous, next. And so if I'm talking to somebody that has only a high school education or didn't finish that and been working and had a kid at a young age, not going to school, don't do this, don't do that, don't watch politics, don't know about history, our conversations are going to be limited, and I'm going to talk to her about simple stuff.
But you don't know that when you first approach her. Hang on just a second.
No, I don't know when you first approach her. That's something I find out after we start talking.
But we were talking about Dr. Chris's approach to these women. So Chandra says, hold up, of all the groups of people perpetrating heinous hate crimes against the transgender community, I've never heard of it being a group of brown skin women.
I agree. I ain't never heard that either.
I've never heard that either. I feel, if anything, Black women, we tend to support transgender, especially transgender women, almost to our own detriment, to where we have transgender women moving into spaces that should be reserved for women. And, where when it comes to representation on TV and things like that, let the transgender girl have it. But no, I don't see women really, I don't see women as a threat to transgender people, whether it's transgender men or women. Men are the ones who seem to have a problem with transgenders, and to the point where they go out there killing them and all other kinds of stuff, harassing them. And I don't see that.
I don't
from
think
women.
that's what happens actually. And actually, something like that actually happened. I stay in condominiums, townhomes, so it's like separated, but like we got an entrance, and so somebody, a few years back, a transgender person was killed and dumped off, just so happened in the front of our thing. But what happens is, I think a lot of times it's not just men see a transgender person and want to perpetrate a hate crime. Is that what happened in that situation is that those people are going out on dates or propositioning people. For one, the person is propositioning to have sex with somebody in the car randomly already got an issue. You know what I mean? And now you're possibly tricking this person that has an issue, because if you don't tell them or make it clear that you're a man or was transitioning or whatever the case, and then they find that out in a shocking way, you're already dealing with a person that don't have it all, and you putting yourself in a questionable situation. That's like me, if I go to the dope man and I try to buy dope with counterfeit bills. I'm putting myself in a position to get hurt because I'm doing something that's not above board with people that are not above board. You see
hold
what
on
I'm saying?
No. I know what you're talking about, but we're talking about, this is Dr. Chris is a transgender man. And so when I'm saying those situations happen, but I don't hear about women who were dating transgender men killing transgender men. You're talking about men who were dating transgender women who thought that they were dating natural born women, and then they killed them because they find out, oh, that was a man. I'm saying women are the ones out there killing transgender men. So, but we have Dr. Chris on the line. So let's bring up Dr. Chris so we can get Dr. Chris's own words. And hi, Dr. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Hey.
Fine. Okay, so that we're not guessing and speculating, tell us what you're talking about.
Okay, so they might not be, you're right, brown skin women, and I say brown skin because I don't believe in black versus white, just because I don't look, black, right? black is the absence of color when you think about physics, and white is the presence of all colors. So when I'm talking about, I either say brown skinned people or beige skinned people. But anyway, so when dealing with brown skinned women, they're not physically killing, right? Transgender men or women, but they are slowly killing us by the way in which they deal with our community. You know, in a very, you know, just I would say nasty way, not a very inclusive way. And so
like what? Like what's an example? How it would be nasty?
Right. I mean, like for instance, with me, right? So I have talked to quite a few brown-skinned women, especially in the church, really, because I've been brought up and raised in the church. And so I'm
transitioning. That's probably the wrong spot to start, though.
Well, you see, that's it. It sounds like it might be the wrong spot, but here's the thing. If I'm flirting with a woman and I, you know, talk to her, I say, hey, give me your number, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, you know, like for instance, one woman I talked to, let me just tell you exactly how it goes. You tell me. I said to her, yo, you know, let me have your number. You know what I mean? And so she says to me, oh, well, you know, I'm married and my husband is the pastor. Okay. Now, this is what she said. Now, why not just say, well, I'm not attracted to you? That's what I want to know.
That's how women talk to me, and see, you probably ain't used to. Right. That's how they talk to us.
Okay, that's how they talk to us.
Maybe you ain't used to that.
No. I'm used to it, but the thing about it is that people try to make the excuse that I'm a transgender man, and so therefore that's why they cannot, you know, go further in a relationship with me. Because let's just put it this way: if I wasn't transgender and I was born with
cheated,
thank you,
Pastor Cavassier would have been mad.
And let me tell you something. He was mad.
Dipping in the pulpit.
Look, he was mad because I gave her flowers in front of the whole congregation. And
man, what you thought she goes? You didn't put her on Front Street. Of course, she gonna say no. It was rude.
Right.
Well, no. You done messed up the church's money.
Exactly.
You thought she about to give you some honey? Is you crazy? Let me tell you something. What? You should have slid a gift card in the pocket as you were leaving and say, hey, you know, you need a little din and I can fill you up.
But no.
And I don't like how bold you are. I have to ask, was that actually the pastor's wife? I mean, was she just saying it or was she actually?
It was the pastor's wife. I can name her name too.
Well, you aim high. You in the Air Force, aim high.
Okay. And then, so then there was also Dr. Juanita Bynum. All right. Now, I talked to her and I told her, you know, I told her that I liked her. I tried to give her flowers a couple times in service, and she was just like trying to like what do you call like you know how they lay hands on people? Like I'm casting out that transgender man spirit out of you. You know?
Binding and rebuking your flowers.
Right. She was rebuking it exactly. And so, but then what happened is I sent her a present.
You don't still go to that church, do you?
No, because what happened is that the pastor. He told me not to come back, right? But then I came back one time, and the son let me in. But let me tell you what happened that day. So going forward. So finally, I bring flowers and I gave it to the pastor's wife, like I told you. That same service, I flirted with Juanita Bynum. And she was looking at me like in a very like naughty. And I was looking at her like this.
Dr. Juanita Bynum, right?
Dr. Juanita Bynum. Yes. And wow. She was, and then I looked at her like, you know, seductively looking at my tongue, like, you know. And so she was looking at me like, and then so basically she had her.
It too far, boy.
I took it too far with her. So then she had her assistant take me out. But look at this. After that, I sent her a gift. And she rejected it. She sent it back to me. But then just recently, about a week or a week and a half ago, I sent her blue roses and she accepted them. Then I sent her a couple of love letters, a little bit, you know, kind of on the risque side, and she accepted them. Oh. And now she didn't have to accept them because last time she rejected them. You understand what I'm trying to say? So here's my issue. My issue is they be liking you and they be low-key flirting with people like me, but then they try to act like, okay, so if you don't do the physical act of getting with a transgender man, you still thought about it. So if you thought about it, right, you still are in that realm. So why are you trying to act like you can't go further?
I think that you kind of new to the man doing this, like how you getting treated. Welcome to being a man.
Yeah.
Like, why you think we want something when we buying all these damn meals? Now
Jay
you
is
see
all
how
about
we feel.
equality.
You over here writing the risque letter and sending the chocolates, and that's how you get played. It ain't fair, is it?
It's not fair, but I think it's a little bit harder for me being that I'm transgender man. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Well, okay.
I think you aiming real high in public too. Start
Yeah,
off
but
a little lower.
well,
Yeah,
there's other
now
things too.
I
I
think
talk to
that
all types of women.
okay. So I think that just like I would tell any man, that transgender or not, if a woman rejects you the first time, I would say move on to the next.
But let me ask you a
And
question.
then
What is the rejection? Question mark. Is the rejection I'm not attracted to you, right? Or
Yeah.
is she flirting, right? And then
well,
she says,
if she
yeah.
doesn't accept your gift, that's a form of rejection. If she
True.
doesn't accept your gift,
but
that
then
is
she
a form of
accepted it later.
And don't get
well,
with no married woman anyway, because if she
And
cheat
then,
on them, she cheat on you.
well, not necessarily, because I think
No, that's
sometimes,
what they
okay, hear me
all
out.
gonna change it.
No. But the reason why certain women might, cheat on their husbands, maybe because they're just unhappy. So I'm just saying, like,
But
maybe
she
I
should
could
break
do
it
something.
off with him and then come to you instead of
right,
cheat. So if
right.
she
Oh, no,
was a real
absolutely.
woman that was
Yeah.
unhappy, she would break it off with him and let him know that she was unhappy and then come at you without no baggage and
Right.
hiding and stuff.
Well, and that's why
Right.
I gave her the flowers in public, right? Because I'm not trying to do anything undercover. And in fact, there's something else you got to know.
You thought you was thinking like a woman in that regards, but as
No,
a
no, no,
man,
no, no.
I would have been thinking, oh no, hell no, don't do that. I would have
Yeah, but
told
we
you if
gotta.
you asked me, hey Jay, I'm gonna give this in front of everybody, in the front of and then I'd be like, are you crazy? Hell no. Look, call FTD Florist. Where we have it delivered.
Okay.
No, you're not lying, but see, we got to deal with this because there's a toxic environment with men in general. Okay. And we got to come out with that. People like, okay, I'm just going to say Bill Cosby, people like them, not even them, just priests. Look, okay, there's something else I needed to tell you because I didn't tell you. My name is Dr. Chris Lord, and I formed an exploratory committee for president of the USA in 2024. Okay. So that's, partly why I'm saying the things I'm saying. But you have these priests, and so just because you're celibate doesn't mean you don't have a sexual attraction.
Right.
I mean, this
So
one
I
girl
want to
that I
know.
used to mess with, she was a freak. And we used to have a good time, but then I ain't talked to her in a while. So then I call her up. I'm thinking, she a freak. We gonna have a good time. And then she come be brand new talking about, I don't do that no more. I'm celibate. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how much it costs for you to celibate to me? That's all I need to know. And we can move on. Just let me know.
Y'all are not helping the cause of men, transgender or natural. So, what before Jay cuts you off, and this is gonna be our last call for tonight, Dr. Chris, what point were you making before Jay cut you off talking about trying to buy a bit from a freak?
Trying to buy a what?
Trying to buy a bit from a freak.
You talking about what I said. What was you saying before I said my little joke?
Yeah. Whoa.
I don't remember. What was it again? You said
you were celibate.
Oh, yeah, right. I think that priests who are celibate, right? They should tell us if they're gay, transgender, bisexual, heterosexual, whatever. They should tell us what their sexual preferences are because I know they have one. Now, whether, celibacy is a choice. And so, that was just something I was just thinking. But yeah, I just think that when you think about the situation surrounding men, I think we need to be open. Now, I don't think that everything has to be public, like what you said. So open just means you're not trying to hide it. But public means you do it in front of everybody. So I'm not saying everything has to be public, like you pointed out, which is a good point, Jay. But I definitely think that people should be honest. Like if you're bisexual, let us know. I mean, you heard about what happened with that guy, the governor of, he was trying to be governor of Florida. Gillum, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like, man, that's the whole thing. I think like even like on my channel, I talk about TV shows and stuff. And on the last season of The Chi, it was a big deal because this one character was a straight well, he wasn't. He said that he was straight and he wasn't gay, but he was with a transgender woman. And so I made a video saying he should just be real with himself and say, I'm gay or whatever. This is who I am. This is who I love, and move on. Because it was some scene in the bar where a gay man came on to him and he pushed him off of him saying, I'm not gay. Don't do this and that. And then they had a big thing and he like, why you take me to a gay bar? And they like, well, you with me. Like, dude, you gay. Like, what is, like, you would be better off just admitting this is who you are, that's who you love, and move on with your life. Like, I thought he was putting more on him than he should have.
You make a good point. Now, Malik Yoba came out as trans attracted, and I think that's the better way to say it, because, like, for instance,
Malik Yoba said that he was straight, and that was my problem with him, because if he would have said he was trans attracted, then no, there wouldn't have even been a discussion. Malik Yoba said that I like transsexual women, but I'm a straight man. And no, you're not. That makes you something else. I don't know what you want to call it, Malik, but it don't make you straight. If you're especially saying that I like women who have penises, that's not straight.
Right. Well, some of them do. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them go through the full transition.
I'm not Malik. Malik, in his case, what he said was, I'm straight and I like women with penises. That's called trans attracted or something else. It ain't straight. I don't know what to call it. And I'll be honest. Okay, so Dr. Chris, I'd actually like to have you back on, because I do want to talk about transsexuality, because it's something, to me, it's something new. And I understand people will say, oh, okay, there have been transsexual people, for ages. We're just hearing about it. Like, to me, this is a new conversation. This is something that I would say maybe the last 5 years or so that I'm just starting to hear. So gay is something that I completely understand. I don't even blink an eye. Okay, whatever. These are men who are attracted to men. These are women who are attracted to women, just like I'm attracted to men, just like men are attracted to me. Whatever. I understand gay. Transsexuality is something different, and it's we need to have discussions, because there's a lot of confusion. Mm-hmm. And I think that people want to understand. And I would love to have actually a conversation with a Black trans woman, especially. But
I know some people.
I have a Black trans man here, and I'm listening to you. And I will say, I took offense when I saw you say that brown women, like we're the ones attacking trans people. And I'm like, wow, I feel like like I said, almost sometimes to our detriment, we kind of go out of our way to accept everybody, whether it's, white women, everybody except for our own damn selves. Black women tend to put ourselves last. And so I was surprised and I was taken aback by your comment when you said that. And I'm glad that you called in, because, I didn't want, I don't want to, just assume things or whatever. And so we need to have the conversation. But this is definitely a topic for, like, we need to do like a separate live stream, because I'm up past my bedtime, I know. And we said that we would go an hour, and I'm using Jay's time. I told him, okay, I need you every other Thursday for an hour. I've got him, but I want to have the conversation. And I want to be able, to get to a point where this is something that I understand, because everybody's so caught up in the terms and the sexual attraction of it all. And, sometimes it's not about the sexual attraction. It's about, the feeling that because okay, I've made it a point to find out the things that I can. And I have two people who I would consider associates of mine. They're not close friends, but there's one Black transgender person I know, a Black transgender woman. There's a white transgender woman I know. The white woman used to come onto my channel and super chat me. This was like about a year ago. But when I'm the issue, I have issues with Black transgender women sometimes, and it's because I feel like they're competing with women. And like, like coming for us, being disrespectful about our vaginas, to put it the plain and simple, and then always it feels like it's more of a competition with Black transgender women that I don't see coming from other other transgender, like I don't see white transgender women coming for white women the way that black transgender women come for black women. And that I don't understand, you know, and I do know that there is, you know, reaction that we have to that. But otherwise, I feel like black women are the main ones out here telling people stop killing these transgender people, let them live their lives, you know. But it's just like everybody just shits on us. Everything is black women's fault. And so it's just like, wow, how could you say that? Like, I don't see this. I literally see men killing transgender women. I don't know really what happens to transgender men. I don't see a lot. So
from my side of it, like for instance, Juanita Bynum's, I guess her head of security, around the time when she was rejecting my gifts, right before that, threatened to have me arrested just for sending her flowers. And then that wasn't the only time, but that's not even it, because the thing about it is, first of all, if you go to a public place and you just hand someone something or whatever, that's not illegal. It's only if you're stalking them, like you said, like if you're coming to their home or if you're coming, you know, and I didn't do any of that. I just brought it when they had events and brought the flowers, not only to her, but to other women, right, who I was talking to. So I thought that was just a little bit out of order, you know, because, okay, so you don't like me, so just say that. Why do you have to be?
Did she know you was transgender?
Yeah. And I let her know. I let them all know.
That's why she refused the gifts?
Absolutely. Because if it was some, no offense, but crusty guy, she probably would have just taken it. You know, maybe she would have let him know she didn't like him. But I just don't like the fact that I think she is attracted to me, and I just don't like the disrespect. And it's not just her. Other women, like another woman,
attracted to you.
You know, just the things that she does. Like, you know, when we first started talking, she was telling me that I have a beautiful smile, you know, and then, you know, like we took pictures, and it was so funny because she would take pictures with the audience, and she's very nice about that, taking pictures with people. And so I was trying to put my hand around her back, and she was blocking my hand, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even recognize it, which is fine.
Cute as she
but then she, okay, no, but then she put her hand behind my back and caressed my back. So what's that all about?
What's a caress?
I did that.
What's a caress?
Like, my back. Like, you know, just rubbing my back. Like, so I thought that was a little bit strange. You know, if you don't want me touching your back.
She rejected you. Maybe she felt bad.
Well, if she did, she should have said it. You know what I mean? I just don't. I think that sometimes brown skinned women are not upfront. Look, if you're not attracted to me, say it. But they do have attraction. And they just don't want to say it.
Woman telling me nothing. It's actually the opposite. They tell too much.
And then she did it again. She did it again to me because I came down there after she accepted my roses and my love letters, and I brought her another flowers and teddy bear. And she had her friends and her assistant come to the door and say to me, "This is your first and final warning not to come here." I'm like,
you need to work on your smoothness, like.
It's not
like a whole long time. Like we ain't that front.
This is like no longer an issue about transsexuality. This is like
smooth enough. Yo, you need to work on your game.
No.
You got high targets and high profile. You got to be like a sniper. See, men, we are hunters. You got to be a hunter. You got to get in the bushes, and you got to track your prey when they least expect it. You pounce. And you're just walking up to the line. Hey, I got meat. You want it? Hey, I'm going to feed you. Everybody, you see, I got it. Oh, he bit my arm with the meat. Why he don't like me? You know what? He don't like dark meat. Lions don't like dark meat, y'all. No, you just was not approaching them right.
Right. Yeah. Look, I think it's something different.
You're going to find yourself in jail, like with restraining orders and stalking charges and all kinds of stuff.
Can I tell you, I've already been.
Do that to a lady that work at the pawn shop first.
I've already
build up your strategy.
I've already been to jail.
You move to restaurant lady.
I've already been to jail. Lady. TD Jakes put me in jail 3 times.
Man, ain't no woman ever said that to me, and I tried again. Girl, my freedom way worth more than anything you got. Anything.
No,
Ain't nothing you got worth more than my freedom. You say jail to me at all, out by
right.
That's
T.D. Jakes is not a woman. He's a bishop.
Play.
He's a bishop.
Especially as a black man, you say cot, and you don't finish with a T, cot, then it's in with a P. We got a problem. Because they can come anytime. I may get shot.
See, this is the thing. I'm a very reasonable person. If you tell me,
if you sound like one, I'll be honest.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
In front of the whole church, they got to tell you no. That's reasonable. I need witness. Hey, they say, can I get a witness? I say the same thing. Hey, can I get a witness?
See, you know what? They like to do things undercover. And that's the thing I don't like. My thing is this, just tell me straight up. If you don't like me, I will leave. I will walk away. But they don't say that.
But you got to keep in mind, everybody may not be on your timetable. So keep in mind, maybe you need to be undercover with them, get it all nice and warm, maybe even a Dutch oven. After you done created a Dutch oven under them covers, guess what? They coming up out them covers. They ready to be with you and let everybody know. So maybe you just need a little time. Maybe after, I don't know the time period, but maybe after spending so much time with you and your irresistible personality, they say, you know what? I'm telling the world, thanks to you, I'm ready. But
yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen. But I don't think that'll ever happen. I mean, listen, if you are confident in yourself and you're not afraid of what other people think about you, that's just how you are. But if you are afraid of what other people think, then unfortunately you're just gonna be controlled by your sheeple. So, and that's what they are. That's what they've been. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying brown skinned women talk the talk like they all strong and independent and rail against toxic masculinity. But a lot of times they're the ones being toxic. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying y'all don't have a right to threaten me and put me in jail. That's not right. Just say you don't like me so I could go.
I think that this is a call for another time. For sure. And I'm going to leave it at that.
God bless you.
Yeah,
they just being nice. They just being nice.
They need to be honest.
Hold on. Let me bring up Chandra. Hello.
Hey.
Chandra.
How are you doing?
I don't even know anymore, girl. What's going on?
I'm just thinking, like, what the actual fuck? Women do not have to give you an explanation. We don't owe you shit. If we told you, no, we don't want it, or no, you can't have the number, then move the fuck on. Women be getting beat down, shot, killed for saying no. We don't
say no.
Yeah, I think, Chris, you just getting a taste of what it's like to be a man. Like, wouldn't tell you no all the damn time. That's actually true. Like,
I would tell them the same thing, and that's what we were just talking about with Taylor. We get men coming up to us. We saw the guy hit the woman upside the head with a fucking skateboard because she didn't want to give him his number. We get men, okay, fine. We wish that we could go back to the days of just getting cussed out by men when we reject them, but we get hit, punched, killed because we said, no, we don't want your phone. You can't have my phone number. I don't want you dancing up on me. Killed, dead, and that's it.
So is that the thing? It's fear of death that women just don't say, no, I don't like you?
In your case, I doubt they tried to kill them.
Absolutely do that. I just did that a few weeks ago, trying to just jog in my neighborhood. And some man follows me in the car until he makes me stop because he's going alongside of me. I don't even jog fast, like literally 2 miles an hour. So he's driving 2 miles an hour. I would if I could.
I saw the text of this guy, and it was disgusting. It was frightening. It made her whole workout routine. She doesn't even feel comfortable, and she lives in a great neighborhood in Houston. Doesn't even feel comfortable to go walking, jogging in the daytime because this fool might come back. Like, this is the kind of shit that we encounter, and so People are going to see you as a man, Dr. Chris Lord. So, you know, you're just as threatening as anyone else is the way that women are going to see you. So if the answer is no, I'm trying to keep you out of jail. And I'm saying it, but like when I'm talking about you getting restraining orders, I'm dead ass serious, because women are scared. Like scary shit
happens. Your ass kicked too.
Well, you know what? That's
dealing with somebody's wife, and you looking like a man, you're gonna get treated like a man, and men kick each other ass.
Which I'm ready for.
In front of my wife, yeah. Well, I hope you done built up some muscles, because you gonna have to.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay, hey,
I'm working on the
that's how men act. You can't try to be acting like a man, and then when the fight comes, hey, wait a minute, hold on, I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah, I take testosterone. I learned how to shoot guns, and yes, I'm lifting weights.
And I'm not saying that's the right thing. I'm just saying
you gotta protect yourself.
Yeah.
I understand what you guys are saying.
I try not to mess with nobody like that, married, because I wouldn't want nobody in a relationship, or I would try to do what I would want for me. So, like, if I ever came with somebody and I liked them and they was married, I wouldn't holler. Because if I was with somebody, I wouldn't want it,
But look at the divorce rate, right? I mean, the divorce rate, what is it? I don't know. It's very high. And the other thing is people divorce before they actually divorce, right? So a lot of times they separate years before they actually physically separate. And a lot of it is
what they got to do with you?
Well, if she's
gonna make sure that it happens,
that don't have shit to do with you.
That's true. That's the reason why it happens.
I have a question for Dr. Chris.
Okay.
Dr. Chris Love is what it should be.
I'm trying to understand why you came on here and talking about the pastor. Are you really, really upset? You want to expose her? That's why you've come on here?
Dr. Juanita Bynum is a public figure, right? And so when you're a public figure, you should not be doing things silent, you shouldn't try to be hiding things. So one of my things is public figures, all public figures. That's why I'm trying to run for president in 2024. All public figures need to be open about their sexual attractions, at least. Okay, so for example, if Dr. Juanita Bynum is attracted to trans men, even if she doesn't want to date them, don't want to have sex with them, whatever, if she's attracted, she needs to let people know that. And not just her, all public figures. Now, if you're a private citizen, that's your business. But if you're a public figure, you owe us that, because you're treating me a certain way. You know what I mean? And I think the public.
All about you, or is it just that she needs to expose whatever her attraction is?
She should, especially if you call yourself a pastor and you call yourself serving the people.
But what you saying is concrete, though. What you saying is what you think. Because she rubs your back, she can say, "I didn't mean nothing by it. I just wanted to make you feel better." So,
then I want her to say that.
Like, how you know what I mean? So you can't necessarily say that. And what you saying about public figures, I agree to a certain extent. Like movie stars, actors, politicians, what you do is up for public debate. But what you do when you're not at work is your business. You're still a personal, private person. So like when they all in, like Cardi B put her own information out there about divorce, but if she didn't, that wouldn't be our business. You know what I mean? And like, so if she's not telling people who she dates or wants to make that public, if it's not affecting her job, if she dating a Russian and they making a Russian deal to sell out the city or something, that's different. But if she just like whoever she like, then that ain't our business.
Right. I mean, you don't have to be out and open about that, but I just want to know their attractions. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you are trans attracted, say that. If you are homosexual whatever, say that. Whether or not you actually go through with it. I want people to be honest about those things, because this is where the danger comes in, right? So like you're jogging, Chandra's jogging, and some guy comes up to her and there's something going on there. There's something underneath that we keep piling stuff on top of, and we're not addressing the real issues. If we would just come out the closet about our attractions and just make it all publicly known, I'm talking about the public figures, then we wouldn't have so many crazy things going on in society. People trying to force themselves on other people.
But people shouldn't be trying to force themselves on other people, Period. With a
Right.
T at the end
Yeah.
of that. All you
And
need
right.
to know is, are they attracted to you? That's the only
Right.
part they need to declare.
That's it.
But what I want to know, Dr. Chris, so it was multiple letters and stuff that you brought to her, right?
Yes.
So why did you keep going? Why did you go if it's somebody's wife? If it's a pastor, why did you even initiate anything in the beginning? You knew this about her, right?
That's right. I
So
mean,
why did you do that?
well, okay, so like Jay would attest to, women do, and you would attest to as well. Women do show off signs, right? So you could just tell when a woman likes
But,
you. So I could
but
tell
it
that she
doesn't
likes me.
matter. If you knew that she was married and she's a pastor, does it matter if so you don't mind dating a married person?
I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, if the married person likes me, okay, because like I said, people divorce before they divorce, and it happens anyway. Come on, people. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Let's
She's
talk
not
about it.
divorced yet,
I
but
just
she's
want to
not.
know because you
Yeah,
It's
but
not, but
don't
people,
initiate a divorce.
yeah, but people are doing it anyway. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, can we be open about it? All right,
It's
let's
like
stop
saying
trying to
people
act
use
like
drugs anyway. Just
Someone
give
but
it to
say
them.
you're telling us that you did it, so I'm just curious why you felt the need to pursue until she got to the point where she did that, because
well,
you're
these are
Right.
separate.
you're saying that you're feeling one way, but as a woman, we know women that sometimes we play along with things just because we're trying to appease the person. It doesn't mean that we like them. We're just going along, like maybe if we're just polite and pleasant, but we're not going past a certain line, that they'll eventually get the picture and they'll move on. But apparent, what are you gonna say?
Well, I kind of think, like, I'm gonna just tell you on my example. I've had guys try to flirt with me, and I'm like, man, I'm not gay. Are y'all hearing the echo, or is that just me?
I'm hearing the echo now.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
don't
not.
know what happened.
But talk anyway.
Yeah. So I would say, that I'm not interested, and I let them know right away. And they may try a couple more times. And I would say, listen, I'm not interested, but I would, I joke it off with them or whatever. And I'm not condemning them or anything, but I'm just letting them know I don't go there. Right. And so after that, after we've had those couple of exchanges, we can talk and continue our conversations. And there's never, ever, it's never brought up again. So I just don't understand why women can't do that. Maybe some of the problem is
that.
Listen,
Women do that.
Yeah, it sounds
Why
like
don't you
she
try to get with a woman that is already looking for somebody that's trans?
right, or just
Well-
who's looking for someone? Period. Who's looking
Right.
for someone? It
And-
sounds
and
like
you know
you
what?
approached someone who you knew is off the market.
But see,
Right.
that's the
Because-
thing. If you're flirting with me, then you're looking. Why are
But
you flirting?
everything a woman do ain't a
Absolutely
flirt.
not.
And you know she's
Man,
saying,
everything a woman is nice to you don't mean she won't, you know what I'm saying, everything. She just sometimes being nice.
And
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
can be
But I know the
confusing.
difference. I know the difference
You
between
may
being
think
nice
you know
and
the
flirting.
difference.
It sounds
Well,
like you don't know the
exactly.
difference.
Yeah.
Just based
You may
on the
think you know the
responses you
difference, but it
given.
doesn't seem like you do. And I've come across things like that so many times where people mistake kindness and being polite for
As
more,
attractive.
and it really
Right.
seems that maybe you have that issue, and now you're making a blanket statement about women of color. That's not fair. I mean, have you dated a million women to make a statement like that? Because
Well,
you're being
right.
it's not being racist, but it's being prejudiced against us.
Right. I mean, I'm just telling you just from my own experiences and also from what I have
But
observed on
your own
social media.
experience is not, you haven't done
No,
the whole
it's not.
bad thing.
It's not, but the vitriol, right, that comes from brown skinned women, especially on social media against, I'm not saying it happens from all brown skinned women, right? Obviously not you, women, but I'm saying that there have been women who have targeted transgender women and transgender men just with their statements, right? Like, for instance, what Jay said, which I wanted to kind of address, is that, for example, if a guy likes a transgender woman, he's gay, right? And so in the community, what we basically say is you are who you identify yourself as, right? So if a guy says he's not gay, then we believe in our community, LGBT, that you should respect that. You know, if he says that he's straight, then you know, I respect that he says he's straight. Now, just because
if he's in your community, he's not straight already. If he's in your community, meaning the LGBTQ community, there's no S in there. He's not straight.
But
there's
if
no
he
H
says
in
he
there.
is
He's not heterosexual.
The whole point is, if a person, the whole point of the LGBT community is to be accepting of people who, you know, define themselves as lesbian, bisexual, transgender.
No, I get that and be accepting of it, but words are words for a reason and they mean something. So straight means something, heterosexual means something, just like transgender and homosexual means something. So that's why I'm saying, Malik Yoba, have your attraction to transgender women, but don't call yourself straight. You're
but
not
he can
straight.
do that. He's a grown man. See, that's the point we're saying.
Yeah,
we're
he
saying,
can do that,
But we're
but
saying
he can be
he can call
wrong.
himself whatever he wants to. He can call himself Barack Obama, but we don't have to call him that.
And see, that's the difference between the LGBT and the general population. We believe that you define your own gender. And look, sometimes I believe it goes over the top, right? But at this point, you just got to let it all in because of the fact that people are grown people. They can make their own decisions, right? So, like, for instance, I don't
agree with what you're saying. You need to listen to what you're saying. Grown people
Right.
are grown people. So when us grown women of color do not act the way you want, we act the way we want, you can't just take it as, oh, black women or women of color are this or that. Like, that, because they're not going to fall in line and operate in the way that you would like. Like, I've been attracted to people who have not been attracted to me. I move on. I find the one that is attracted to me. And that's what you need to do as well. There, you definitely can find someone. You're a handsome guy. You have a beautiful smile. You know, like Dr. Pastor Juanita said, find someone who is attracted to you and don't make this blanket statement because maybe you're having a little bit of an issue. Like, you're not doing yourself any service by doing that.
I think that there's a difference between attraction and actually pursuing a relationship. And so I do believe that Dr. Juanita Bynum is attracted to me. I just don't think she wanted to or wants to pursue a relationship. And that's fine, right? That's her prerogative. But I just don't. I mean, to me, especially being that I'm trying to run for president in 2024, I want people like her to be honest. I'm holding them accountable. And not just her, priests, pastors all over the country.
Let's worry about the economy.
All of that.
Let's go home. Let's go to bed. Y'all, this runs so over. We had run so over. I'm going to let me do a few things. I'm going, Dr. Chris, before you even start, I'm going to say thank you. I'm about to remove you before you even get started again. So thank you. And I'm going to put my email in the stream. So Dr. Chris, if you want to email me and have a stream where we can talk about LGBTQ things, then that's fine. We can do that. That's got to be another time. Y'all, I was not expecting to be going for 3 hours tonight. I want to give y'all Jay's link for his YouTube channel as well. Let me get Jay Moore Reviews up and I'll get that to you. If y'all have any closing remarks, y'all going and saying I'm pulling up Jay's channel so I can give y'all that link.
Hey,
right,
thanks everybody
for
for
having me
showing
on.
up.
I'm going.
Hey,
Thank you
good
for
talking
coming
with you.
Hold up, Jay. Jay, you need to get your you need to get your URL that says Jay Moore Reviews. I need to do it for my channel as well. But that is Jay Moore's channel that I just put in the chat. So that is the man who is with us tonight, who has been co-hosting so graciously. I owe you, I don't know, something.
You don't owe me nothing. We had a good time. I appreciate it. You'll be on my channel next week. So
thank you all. Well, here, look, I'm gonna get. Yeah. um, okay, but y'all, thank y'all for coming and hanging on here with the B Baker. Thank you. She's the one who didn't make it into the stream last night. She called. Our member, our newest member. I'm pretty sure our newest channel member. Thank you. But yeah, Dr. Chris. We need, if we're gonna do this, we probably need to start like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because people got to go to bed and get up for work in the morning. So
Whitney is silly, boy.
I see it talking about playing the hot dog.
Boy, she's been on fire at the jokes.
I'm gonna have to look up the rules of that game. Thank you, Whitney, for coming in. And John was here. I know a lot of Jay's people came. Amazing Tribe. Thank you, Amazing Tribe. That the show was lit. I appreciate it. Yes, I'll be back for Sunday Funday. Oh, and let me put Return of Lamax channel as well. I think we got some more people in here, so let me get her in here as well before we all log off. We just want us to support all the people who come here, and support us. We can get, like Jay said, build us a little community, of creators here. So we can, all, check each other out. So here, I'm putting the link now for Girl Good Night. That is Return of Lamax YouTube channel. And that is her playing in the background. Y'all hear that sexy voice? Y'all hear that? If y'all want to fall asleep to that voice every night, then go ahead on and click on that link that I'm putting in the chat. I know we don't need to hear right now because we all about to fall asleep. Okay, but thank you again, all of you. All things luxury. I know you didn't want to call, but we learned a lot from your call. What we learned is that people are just people at the end of the day. We all have the same relationship struggles: lesbian, homosexual, transgender. Unless you're dealing with Dr. Chris Lord, you're gonna be dealing with something different and a little extra sauce on it. We know, but we're gonna talk about that another time. And I thought, shoot, it was longer than I expected. It was interesting. It was great to hear from Taylor. I don't know if she's here. My niece, I know she said she had to get ready for work tomorrow, but it was a good conversation. I appreciate all of y'all for being here. Alethea with the call, Roxy, everybody, thank y'all. I appreciate it. I don't want to hold y'all any longer. Jay, any closing words? What's going to be happening on your channel soon?
I'll be live streaming tomorrow at 8 o'clock. That's Eastern time. And and just talking about different stuff. So, come on through and just keeping up the same as always. So, I'll be here every other week and you'll be over there every other week. We're going to alternate. So you guys just look forward to more content for you guys. So
yes, go to Jay's channel anyway tomorrow night. I won't be there tomorrow, but I'll be there next Friday. But I mean, we were all here. Let's all go over there, support our creators. We all need the help.
Definitely. I mean, we stronger together than by ourselves. So we may have to form a union. I know, the good doctor over here was going to run for president, but I actually had been inspired. I don't know if I'm about to do it or whatever, but I do want to create a third political party, because both of these parties out there is a mess. We need to make like the party represent the real people. So, I was inspired and thinking about that. Do I know how and have I started? No. But everything that we know in this world started with an idea.
A thought, a concept.
With a thought. So I thought.
Come on, Jay, with the Big Mama speech from Soul Food. We are stronger together, but a fist can strike a mighty blow, whatever. But she said, like the best movie.
It.
But we do actually have a third party. I voted for a third party candidate in the 2016 election. Didn't get me anywhere. And people, you just threw away a vote. I did not see it for either one of these people. And as in this election, I don't see it for either one of these people running for president. But there are several parties already. And were a little bit, I voted for the Libertarian candidate in 2016. So there are, I want
to make a real party with a chance to win, because it's more people fed up with what's going on now. Like they had 60 million vote for Republican, 60 million give or take for Democrat, but 100 million didn't vote at all. Like that's the biggest group, the 100 million. You know what I mean? And it's reasons why.
I will join the fight for your right to party.
Twisted Sister.
Beastie Boys. You gotta fight. That's for your right.
I'll
vote. Whoever's fighting for my right to party has my vote. So yeah.
All right. Dr. Chris said he voting Trump. Yeah, Dr. Chris, you got a lot going on.
Same thing. That's how I feel about everybody who's saying they're voting for Biden. I'll be honest with you. But anyway.
It ain't that close, but it ain't much better. But it ain't.
My thoughts, but that's not what tonight is about. We'll talk about that. Dave will talk about that on his show tomorrow. He'll be, I'm sure, giving us the what for tomorrow over there. But so we got to be there.
Vote for, and you better do it. No, I'm just joking. Nah, I ain't saying nothing like that. I'll be watching.
8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right? 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Jay Moore Reviews for the Friday Fuss. Y'all, we'll make it a party over there, the Friday night party.
That's right.
That's what we actually call your political party.
The Friday night party. We believe on Fridays is our holy day to party. Everything else come second.
Hi, Jen Cat. Thank you for coming.
All right. I'm getting ready to get out of here. It was great. 3 hours went by real fast. I didn't think I'd say that. That was faster than watching The Irishman.
But I don't even know what that is.
That movie on Netflix is 3 hours long.
Oh, okay.
Damn good movie though.
Okay. I'm gonna end the broadcast. Will you stay on here with me for just a minute, Jay?
Yeah. Everybody else, please.
What time you're saying, unless you say it in Central Standard Time. Okay, so I had to think like when I was a little girl, and we would watch our shows, 8, 7 Central. But or 9, 8 Central, you always go back an hour. It's always like that. So yeah, so 7 o'clock for us Central girls. I know Texas is big in the house tonight. We got people from all over Texas, in the house tonight. I love it. I know Whitney's in Texas from Jay's channel, but Texas.
She watching the time for me.
Huh?
Whitney watching the time for me. Make sure you don't keep me up past my bedtime.
All right. Sorry, Whitney. All right. Okay, I'm out.
Y'all take care.
Okay, good night, y'all. Okay,
Yeah.
hang on, Jack. It's going to end the broadcast. Good